Ashley, your order is ready. Ashley.
next to the right. And then the arrows are up, good luck, and good bowling.
And just like that, here we are again for another 7 games of qualifying. The last 7 games of qualifying here from Enterprise Park Lanes here in Springfield, Missouri. My name is Mike Flanagan. Welcome to Inside Bowling's continuing coverage of the 2023 Springfield Double Shootout here. We have a lot of re-entry teams here. We've got a bunch of teams. We're going to look over all of them here in just a moment. Glad you're with me here today. And checking in on the chat, we see Donnie, William, Linda. Hello to everybody. We've got standings here. Got a lot of information for you as we get ready to cut down. Looks like we have 85 entries. 1 and 4 advance, so that's 21. Probably 21 are going to make it. 21. Right now we have 50. What do we have? We had 19, 32, 51 entries. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. There's 34 teams on this squad. I think there's more than 85 entries, unless they just mean 85 teams. I'll have to get more clarification on that. Talking that one out loud. Well, we got 7 games for you here tonight. I will, this is your first broadcast here of the weekend. Pop up that oil pattern, just to let you know it's really high scoring. It's about a 5-to-1 ratio currently. And it's asymmetric on the way back, but symmetric on the way down, 44 feet in length. So pretty high scoring pattern. We get started with Xander Dudley, Chloe Dudley, Jean Perez, and DJ Archer, along with Adam Kowalik, Ashton Yamasaki, Jordan Babbitt, and Eric Kent. First time looking at those names. Sorry, a little slow on that one. Also, for you, right around the corner, I've got 8 more players for you. Dylan Burns, Johnny Clark, those are re-entries. If you see an R up there, that's a re-entry. Andrew Smith, Mark Henninger, Ryan Scott, James Kniffen, Jen Meskey, and Lauren Pate, all re-entries. I'm going to minimize this group on the bottom right-hand side and go back to our other group here. A lot of new, fresh bowlers here. But you can keep an eye on your players on the other lanes here. These are all new entries, so we'll give them some love. DJ Archer, PBA Tour Champion ×2. Other players on this squad, AJ Rice and Tim Barron are re-entering. Jonathan Holloman and Albrecht re-entering. Michael Holloman, Jared Thompson re-entering. Imhoff and Williams re-entering. Kirkendall and Wilson re-entering. Crummel and Doyle re-entering. T. Crow and Blake DeMore re-entering. Zach Birkenbein and Lewis re-entering. All these are re-entries. I'm just going to save myself from saying it. Harford and Tegtemeier, Bohannon and Street, Aldrich and Resnick, DeVoe and Petrin, Peck and Evans, Lane and Curtis, Cook and Whitehurst, Harper and Britton, Ryan Barnes, Spencer Robarge, Dorsey and Bright, Miro and Malish, Anthony Lavery and Stu Williams have re-entered, Stubblefield, Eric Sachs, Hawes and Coleman, Burns and Clark, Henninger and Smith, Scott and Kniffen, Peyton Meskey, Patterson and Justice, Adams and Johnson. Those are all your re-entries. Then we got C. Morris and R. Bryant, J. Meyer and D. Bloomquist, Dudley and Dudley, and then these groups down here. So there you have it. That's what we have currently for your lineup here. So if we had 19, this morning. And my standings here show a total of 51 teams. That's 32, right? 32. And then on this squad, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 more. That totals, 85. So you would take 21 to tomorrow. So if we take a fourth of the field with 51 that have bowled so far, that would give us 13, around 13 spots. Right now, 13th spot, Tim Barrett, AJ Rice, they're bowling again. They don't think it's enough, 32.57. So that's 457 over. The spot above them, Scott and Kniffen, they are 500 over exactly. And I said I thought the cut would be around 492. So 492 was my cut number earlier. Tim Barrett, there's a bit of a drop-off from 13th right now to 12th. Again, it's plus 500 and plus 457. That's a 43-pin difference. So currently right now your leaders are Cam Crow and Nate Stubler at 798 over. Then Carlson and McLaren are in second at 714 over. Third are Dimitri Cruz and Kendall Martin at 649 over. Then next is Lavery and Chapman, Sean Lavery and AJ Chapman at 648. Matt Russo and Ormsby at 647 or fifth. Sixth, 622 over is Aaron O'Brien and Eddie Bird. Seventh is Kennedy and Crayer, Josh and Brandon, 595 over. Michael Martell and RJ Broget, 550 over in eighth. And then in ninth, we've got Kevin Williams and Casey Murphy at 510 over. They really came on strong down the stretch. They went 526, 460, 525 to finish, which was a good finish for them. Wilkins and Williams, Farrow and Zach, they are in 10th right now at plus 509. Jared Thompson and Michael Holloman plus 501, and they're re-bowling. Ryan Scott, James Kniffen Jr. at 500. Those are your top 12 teams right now. All the other ones below that are all re-bowling that are trying to win this thing. So I think that catches up A and B combined. A and B combined. Got that. All right. Getting situated for tonight. It's Saturday night bowling at its best. That's what we have for you here. All right. Check in on the chat. Did Packy bowl? No. He's bowling a regional, I believe. Somebody told me. You're welcome, Paul. A lot of lefties today, yep. Watch out for John. John is a hell of a bowler, John Perez. And I want to welcome in all 188 viewers right now. If you're not subscribed to our channel, please do so. We certainly would appreciate that. We're trying to get to 100,000 subs. We've got to get to 80,000 first, though. We're almost there. It's a pretty big number. I'm happy about that number. Almost fills up a large football stadium. Cher, you're one of my favorites in here. You're always in here chatting away. Wishing good luck to Mike and Blake tonight, Mr. Peck and Evans. Good luck to them. Good luck to them. Let's check in on some scores here. As now I can focus on the screen a little bit more. We got DJ Archer, double, spare. John Perez, triple, 9 spare. I will flip these around so you can keep an eye on the scores. You guys like the picture-in-picture? I think it works pretty well. I think it's doing the trick. Let's do that right now. Dylan Burns, front 5. Johnny Clark, 279 max. Andrew Smith, perfect through 4. Henninger going at a Dutch pace. Ryan Scott, Cabal 290. James Kniffen, Cabal 280. Lauren Pate, perfect through 4. Russo says he was in coacher. Jen Meske, a little bit of a rough start here, still looking for her first strike. There you go, Lauren. There you go. You won't bowl 300 to start this thing and have a 300 game just like your future husband. You won't. Let's see. I've got some replays here. I believe this is 300 number 1 by Tyler McLaren. You guys want to see that? Let's see what happens. That's his first 300 today. I'll go in order of clips. Here's the second clip that I have for you. I believe this is Matt Russo bowling 300 earlier today. Yeah, that's Russo. Then here's Tyler McLaren again bowling 300 earlier today. Watch the pen action. Actually, that might have just been a shot, now that I think about it. What's this one here? I think I need to scrub this one a little bit, if I remember correctly. Let me see what we got here. Oh, yeah. That was just a cool shot by him. Here is his 300 game in slow-mo. 300 number 2. Well, the 7 and the 10 were still the last 2 to fall. And let's see what other highlight I might have here for you. I believe this one here was... Let's see what we have here. No, I guess I don't have anything else for you. Sorry about that, my friends. Those are our highlights. We had a 7-10 converted, but I don't have the replay anymore. This is better than watching TV. Well, hey, thanks. You guys don't want any finish him replays? I could put that up if you guys want. Certainly do that. Dylan Burns looking for the front 8. Lauren Pate's run comes to an end. Down in front, James. You're missing the messenger there on the 10-pin. This is an ugly-looking spare for John Perez on the bottom right of your screen. The old 6-1. No comment. So Dylan's string comes to an end, leaves the 7-pin. Still bowl 279. Chase Meyer had 168. Darren Bloomquist is going to bowl in the 240. He's got 246 left. That's over on 33 and 34, bowling unopposed. Or by themselves, I should say. Down here, Ashton Yamasaki can bowl 230. 237. With that spare there, he's going to be 237. His partner, Adam Kowalik, can bowl 258. Jordan Babcock, can bowl 181 with a fill here. 249 for Eric Kent. John Perez can bowl 229. He'll be up in the 10th frame. DJ Archer can bowl 234. He's up in the 9th bowling right now. Gets that one. Yep. 258 left for Xander Dudley. Take this one. And Chloe can still bowl 187.
It'll probably be easier.
All right, everybody. Got a guest in the booth. Joining me is my man, Corquise Chisholm. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm good.
You enjoying the festivities for today?
Yeah. I don't know why I just played this replay right here, but I did. That was a 300 earlier by Tyler McLaren. Totally. I was trying to get the little graphic up here that said that you were in the booth, and that's what I just did. So there we go. You bowled this thing twice already, huh?
Yeah, I bowled twice, and needless to say, I am going home in the morning.
That sucks. I'm sorry, man.
Oh no, it's fine. It was fun. You know, I come down pretty much to make an appearance. I'm not that great of a bowler anyway, so you know, it was fun coming to see everybody, talking to people, and of course I got a chance to jump in the booth and talk with you. So that's always a plus.
Yeah, and promote your event coming up next month that we'll be there for.
Yeah, Nightmare Doubles next month on the October 13th through the 15th. It's looking to be pretty good. We just had a couple people back out, so we're no longer full. We have about 2 or 3 spots open, so it's not bad. It's not bad. I believe we'll fill up. People are still contacting me every day trying to get on the list, so it's not bad.
And of course, we'll be streaming that right here on Inside Bowling, and that is coming up October. What's the dates on that one?
13th through the 15th.
We'll be streaming coverage the 14th and 15th for the event, big event that you have. 3 squads on Saturday, right?
Yes, 3 squads on Saturday. A squad, B squad, and then C squad is a half is going to be filled with regular entries, and the other half is going to be re-entry. So, yeah.
They just get on a list?
Yeah, they just got on the list. Got on the list, paid their deposits and everything, and that's
10,000 up top, right?
No, it's only 8K up top.
Is it 8?
Yeah, it's 8. It's 8.
But you pay out like a little bit.
Yeah, we pay out a little bit meatier instead of being an extremely top heavy. So,
and then they vote always to pay it out the same way kind of you pay out.
Mm-hmm.
They drop it down here every year.
Really?
Yeah, they do a vote. Yeah, Kevin does a vote with them in the morning, and then they always choose to take it from 10 down to 8.
Oh,
so.
Well, I mean, it's just like 10,000 is great to pay up top if you have the right amount of entries, but even with the right amount of entries, it's better to be able to pay your bowlers who are not always going to be at the very top, to pay those guys that's coming in 12th through 16 or your 16 through 24. Pay them a little bit more to where they're actually making some sort of a profit on the weekend by making the cut, because it's pretty expensive coming to bowl these events, with your travel expenses and everything. So it's one of those things where you want to give everybody an opportunity to at least do a little bit better than breaking even.
Ryan Scott, 256. Looks like 216 still left for James. Lauren had 253. Jen Bowles 202. So that's 455. And we still have, nope, just some scores to report here. 236, 177 for the Dudleys, 217 and 223 for John Perez and DJ Archer.
What do you think the projected cut is going to be?
I'm going 492.
492. I actually think it's going to be like 410. Yeah,
410.
They're cutting to the top 20.
21.
Top 21. And I think it's going to get to about 410.
410.
Yes, 410. Because 410 is currently 16th, I believe. No.
Well, here's how I come up with my number.
Okay, go ahead.
And then you tell me where I'm missing something. All right. So you have 51 entries.
Uh-huh.
So you take a quarter of those.
Okay.
13, right?
Uh-huh.
That would be 13.
Yeah.
13th place is plus 457.
Uh-huh.
Julie,
And then
yours,
500 is the gap.
Yep.
Okay. So I think 500 is safe.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. So then we go and we look at this squad. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And there are 34 on this squad.
Uh-huh.
So if you just took 25%, we're looking at 8. Would that be 8 teams? 8 and 8 is 16. So maybe 9.
9.
8,
Yeah.
8 or 9
Uh-huh.
from this squad. If we just took, normal numbers. If they're taking 21 and we're at 12 already, that would bring us down to 20 spots. So then maybe this Barrett Rice at 457 would get in.
Okay. So
That's my reasoning. And then I look at the teams that are outside of that number that are bowling. So you first of all, you got AJ Rice and Barrett are that bubble team. They're electing to bowl again.
uh-huh.
Michael Howman's bowling again, even though they're ahead of the number. But Kirkendall and Wilson could get there. Imhoff and Williams could get there. Crummell and Doyle could get there. I'm just thinking of like teams that I think if they get a second shot at it.
Yeah.
Aldrich and Resnick, they bowled 520 the first game last time, and then they just the wheels kind of fell off. They're a sneaky team. Just as I go up and down this list, Ryan Barnes and Spencer Robars, you got to think they're going to get in there.
Yeah, they're definitely going to get in.
Anthony Lavery and Stu Williams. You have to believe
14th, they're 440 right now.
440, right?
Uh-huh.
So, but right now they are not in.
They're not in.
They're not in.
They're not in.
So there's just Dylan Burns, Henninger. I mean, there's all these teams, and then you got the new ones, Perez, Archer. I just feel like this number.
It's going to balloon.
I mean, right now it's technically split the difference between 500 and 457, so we're probably somewhere around 480.
Okay.
Because 13 would not get in with 51. It'd be 12.
12, yeah. So I was looking at it like, so far, how many teams bowled 500 off the first squad? That was 6 teams off A squad to bowl plus 500. Off of B squad, there was approximately another 6 teams to bowl plus 500 off B squad as well.
Yep.
So let's just say there's another 6 teams that bowl plus 500 off of this squad.
Yep,
which
that's
is
18.
That's 18.
So you take 3 more.
So you take 3 more.
Well, there's a 457, a 441,
I think I'm out of there.
a 418, a 417.
And I said 410, so 417 is the cut.
Okay.
I mean, that's just.
Yeah, I'm still going with my 492.
Hey, you've been doing this a lot longer than me, so.
But I'm also relying on these people picking it up here, tonight that are on the re-entries.
So I'm looking at that, and after bowling, going from A squad to directly bowling B squad, they were a lot tougher.
Okay.
They were a lot tougher. and then going from. So I think that now that they've reran them again, I think they're only going to get tougher. But the quality of bowlers in which we actually have bowling, I think that they could actually balloon that cut. So
Yeah, definitely going to play it out, see what happens.
yeah.
We've got Darren Bloomquist, Jace Meyer still here with us. We got Dylan Adams and Clint Johnson along with Thomas Patterson and Rick Justice. I'm going to minimize these groups, and we're going to bring in some more bowlers. We've got Chelsea Merrow, Braden Malish, Stu Williams, Anthony Lavery, Ryan Stubblefield, Eric Sachs, Jonathan Hawes, and Brent Coleman. Boy, Lavery and Stu here. Looks like they bowled pretty good the first game.
Yeah, they are currently plus. Looks like plus 41 and plus 25, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, my eyes don't work too well these days.
Yeah, mine neither. Especially staring at it all day.
Yeah.
Brian Kennedy says, what's up?
Tell them to go do some work.
TQ says it's 460 is going to be the cut line.
460.
Brian Kennedy says 480. How many teams are on this squad? We've got 34. 34 teams. So back to Andy B's, but now Bolero.
Yes, back
Right.
there. Since I got you here, we've already secured our dates for 2024.
Okay.
It's going to be the exact same weekend, October 12th through the 15th. Same location. Where
Really?
we were able to secure the same location again. So October 12th through the 14th. 2024 Nightmare Doubles will return once again to Bolero over in Bartlett, and it should be pretty fun. We're still going to do the exact same thing. Sweeper on Friday, 3 squads on Saturday. Following the sweeper on Friday, we're going to have a Calcutta and everything, so it should be pretty interesting. We're going to see how things go this year, and Brian over at Bolero, Bartlett has been wonderful to work with. Him and his staff have always welcomed us in, and we just hope to continue to build that relationship to where we can just have something that's nice, long, and substantial, going forward.
Cool.
And of course, we're always planning on having inside bowling in the house.
Well,
as long as your schedule permits.
Yeah, I think I'm good. I'm in a better position now than I was.
Well, good.
Living in St. Louis again.
And your orders
How
ready,
is
Cam?
that? How was the move?
It's 95% done. I got one more small load to make and a car to drive back still. So I haven't quite turned the page.
Did you get a chance to sell your house there?
We close on Wednesday,
Okay, good.
but I believe it when it happens.
Trust me, I've one of my friends, Michael Dang, does real estate in the Hot Springs area, and he had someone back out of closing like 3 hours before.
Yeah.
And it's just horrible.
I don't like to hear that.
Hey, it's not gonna happen to you. You're fine.
Boy,
You're
I hope
good.
not.
So what other streams do you have coming up? I saw
Raven,
you
your
were
orders ready,
at
Raven?
the Ebonite Fall Classic live
Yep.
2 weeks ago. I
2 weeks
believe.
ago. Yeah.
This week you have Nightmare Doubles in 2 weeks. And what else other than holiday doubles?
That's it.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it. That's not bad.
I got a Bowl TV event. I'm working for them in Vegas for 10 days in November.
Okay.
Ron Moore's Super Senior Shootout.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun and a lot of streaming. Well, at least they're taking care of you and putting you up in Vegas for a little bit. So.
Yeah. I do have a crew at least, you know.
Yeah. That way it's not just you.
Yeah, not just me. When I come out here, I normally do just me. But people sit in like yourself, which is always great. Russo sat in last block. He and Mike Ormsby, his partner. I can't believe Ormsby flew out here from New York on 1 day's notice. Nice conversion there for Stu.
Wow,
3,
1
4,
day.
6, 7. Yeah.
1 day notice. And
Yeah,
they led A squad. So
Yeah.
I mean, and you know how much that team went for in the Calcutta?
It was only like $300 or $400. Right?
$400.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is astonishing.
I bid up to 300. I bid on 2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I won 2 teams.
Which 2 did you win?
Zeke Bates' team, they're bounced and gone.
Okay.
And then Kirkendall and Donnie Wilson.
Oh, I think they have an outside chance.
Well, they're bowling again. They're bowling right now.
Yeah, I think they have an outside chance. They're right there at that 418. So if my prediction holds true.
Yeah, they're going to bowl 550 over, though, this block.
Yeah, you know.
They're left-handed.
You know, the problem with them, the first set, we bowled right next to them. Well, the second set, we bowled right next to them, is that they bowled with Michael Holloman and the House Mouse. So, Jared Thompson. And 4 lefties on the pair, you know.
Yeah.
It was pretty rough. They had a lot of transition. They were still able to get to shoot 400 over. So, no.
Well, they're bowling with Doyle and Crummel this time.
Yeah, so they don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, a little better cross. Well, less traffic.
Less traffic, yeah. We got lucky the first set that we didn't have any traffic at all. It was just me and my partner on the pair. So we just couldn't put it together the last 2 games. We go plus 24 and plus 27 the last 2 games to get to plus 360, and it's just it's not even close to being enough. So ran into 2 pairs that I had a look on one. I didn't have a look on the other. It was just opposite. So it's tough. On to the next one. Me and Chandler are bowling holiday doubles together. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like you said recently. It's a doubles run right now on
Yeah.
Inside Bowling. We got 3 doubles tournaments to end the year.
Man, have you ever streamed any big singles tournament?
Yeah, I mean, I used to run the Ivy Open
Okay.
back in the day, which was a pretty big one. We had 430 entries one year.
430.
Yeah.
Wow. Ever thought about bringing that back?
Yeah, the juice definitely isn't worth the squeeze on that for me.
I understand that.
It's a big deal. There's a lot of money that comes in and out of your account. It's a red flag for the IRS.
True.
You don't make much off of it, and if you do try to make money off of it, it tarnishes your brand because you're making more than a guy that finishes 3rd or whatever,
Yeah.
and then people complain about that. A bracket program could potentially run the brackets wrong, and then somebody's all mad, and you got to pay them out, and then you're donating all your time for a weekend. You're putting on a stream. It's just not.
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
It's not for me.
I understand it. I understand that.
The last one left a bad taste in my mouth. A couple people were bashing the finances at the end of it, and I just said, all right, I don't need this.
I understand that.
So I'll just stream everybody else's tournaments and let them worry about it. Ryan Lane and Brandon Curtis bowled 5-12. A.J. Rice and Tim Barrett bowled 5-06 the first game. Jake DeVoe and C.J. Petrin bowled 5-03. Mark Henninger and Andrew Smith bowled 497. Ashton Yamasaki and Adam Kowalik 494. Zach Birkenbein and Derek Lewis bowled 493. Cody Aldrich and Tony Resnick bowled 490. Matt Harper and Jason Britton, they bowled 488. Dylan Burns and Johnny Clark bowled 486. Tom Bohannon and Carter Street had 484. Tim Crow and Blake DeMar had 482. Anthony Lavery and Stu Williams had 476. So did Holloman and Thompson. Jonathan Holloman and Robert Albrecht had 475. Josh Imhoff and Carl Williams had 473. Ryan Scott and James Kniffen Jr. had 472. Caden Cook and Caden Whitehurst had 468.
And shout out to Robert Albright for shooting 300 that game. First
Did
game.
he? Oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
guess he
300.
did.
Partner didn't hold it up too much, 175. Wow.
Yeah. Ryan Barnes and Spencer Robarge bowled 462. Crummell and Doyle 459. Peyton Meskey 455. Hartford and Techtemeyer 449. Peck and Evans 447. Kirkendall and Wilson 447. John Perez and Archer at 440. Justice and Patterson 429. Jordan Babick and Eric Kent 415. Dudley and Dudley 413. Meyer and Bloomquist 409. Adams and Johnson 392. Stubblefield and Sachs 371. Dorsey and Bright 365. Merrow and Molish 364. And rounding out the field, Hawes and Coleman 353.
Well, they're on pace to get to that number.
We'll see where we're at after 4 or so.
Yeah, I don't know if the scoring pace is going to hold up or if it's going to go down or not. It's going to be interesting to see how everything goes. But by that time, I'll be probably in my hotel room watching the fight. So,
Oh, what fights tonight?
Canelo Alvarez and one of the twins. Canelo Alvarez and Jamil Carlero.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that's how you pronounce it. So, yeah, for an undisputed title bout, should be a good fight. I would go to a bar and watch it, but I don't drink, so it's really a waste of time.
Yep, pretty much. Some of them do food deals, though.
Yeah.
Stu with the strike.
Stu struggled a little bit at the beginning of the game.
Yep.
Back-to-back splits followed by a double and then another split. Hopefully he can, pick it back up. Finish strong. So who is your favorites to take it all this year?
Stubler and Crow are always kind of my guys, although they're leading right now, so it's kind of taking a chalky pick.
Yeah. Oh, I thought they were in second.
Nope,
No,
they're leading.
Yeah, they're leading. Yeah. They finished third. What was it? 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then Crow finished third again last year, but he bowled with someone different. So they put the team back together. So,
Kevin Williams and Casey Murphy are probably a team to watch. Barrett and Rice. And then I would have to go Russo and Ormsby with their chemistry. I mean, he's the best man in Russo's wedding. So they know each other's games really well. So
yeah, you got to be pretty close to fly out on a 1 day's notice.
yeah, yep.
But
Mandy, your order's ready, Mandy.
I like McLaren and what's his partner's name?
Yeah, McLaren and
Carson.
Yep, Carlson.
Yeah, I like them. McLaren is just running over. Man, he ran him over yesterday, and he ran him over today as well. I don't know. He probably can. And what they're in second or third right now. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see if they can put something together once we get to the 5 games of Baker match play. In the bracket?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, those are always fun matches.
Yeah. It's just crazy. You're doing a lot of bowling. A lot. My arm still.
Rolled it.
Thomas Peterson with the roll.
Kevin, your order's ready?
Man, I like your setup that you got here. You know,
It's not bad.
I see that you're continuously improving each and every year. You're adding something. You know, it's looking really, really good. It's looking
Yeah,
really,
I add stuff when I can. All new headsets now. The other ones were like 10 years old. A few other bells and whistles, some software upgrades.
Well, you continue to do a great job. So it's always fun to have you in the house and to have your entire community, your entire inside bowling community, you know, watching and everything. So it's always good.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't do it if I didn't enjoy it. I do wish I could just come in and commentate only, though.
So you wish that you had a crew to just come and set up everything?
I had that gig a couple years ago with Flow Bowling.
Flow bowling? Yeah.
They just hired me to come in and commentate. I didn't have to do any of the setup or anything, just
Really?
commentate. Do you know how much different it is to prepare for an event where all your prep, like you get there like that day, you got like 6 hours to just research and go over stuff and make notes, and you come on the air and you're just ready to go. When you come into an event like this, it's like, all right, I got to get on the air. I'll figure everything else out on the air.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, for a lot of the events, you try for whenever you're streaming something, you try to give the streamer a package of everything that they're looking for. You know, pretty much like I did last year. I put together a nice little package from the year before. So
yeah, that was perfect.
I'll have something pretty similar to that this year. You know, try to help you out a little bit.
The PBA just hands you a sheet that's got the skip procedure, everybody's names. They're all signed up way in advance. There's no walk-ins. I know who's going to be on every pair, every game. I got a schedule. You know what I mean? But it's because there are no.
Yeah, there are no walk-ins.
No, right. It's all.
There are no people who are. Oh well, I'm not going to make it. You know, last minute. Everything is right there.
Yeah, like I could plan out every game who I want to feature on the stream, like who I want. You know, hey, game 1, we're going to go with this Belmo, Bill O'Neill. Game 2, I want to go over here. It's Duke and Weber. Game 3, I want to go, and the producer knows ahead of time. Like, everywhere, it's crazy. Big difference.
Yeah.
But I think, a lot of people prefer this type of broadcast where it's like TJ Maxx, never the same place twice.
Yeah. And this actually gets you to see some of those guys who are not, super really spotlighted.
Oh, yeah.
That are on the tour.
Spotlighting Stu Williams here, though, 178, not the game he was looking for. He bowled on this pair. No, not this. Wasn't this pair. I was thinking of another pair he bowled on. But Anthony here going to try to bail him out. It's about teamwork here.
Are they bowling on 27 and 28?
They are.
Yep. Yeah. That pair was pretty brutal for us.
Anthony not having any problems, but Stu definitely is. Oh. Solid 8 for Anthony.
Stone 8.
Tony Yarborough walking around back here? He's got to be watching his horses here.
Yeah, he's around here somewhere. He's probably sitting in the bar.
Who did he take with pick of the litter? He took
Stu and Lavery with pick of the litter.
And then he took the other Lavery, didn't he?
Yeah, he took Lavery and
Chapman.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was bidding against me. Yeah. Oh. And he took off. He took him. But I don't know, he's around here watching somewhere. He's comfortable with AJ, Chapman, and
Sean, right?
Sean, yeah. He's comfortable with them. They're pretty safe in. Now it's all about if they can actually. What do they bowl? 5 games in the morning?
Yep, 5 games.
Yeah. Stubblefield and Sachs trying to bring it back to, get a little bit better finish this game. Trying to finish it out. Sachs working on 268 and Stubblefield is last ball in the 10th can get to 226.
Yep.
So yeah, they're trying to bring it back from, what were they, minus a couple pins after one?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
They were minus, I think they were in like 4th to last.
Minus
29. 171 and 200.
Nice way to bring it back, You try to stay on pace. I think I was looking at it. I was thinking that a cut would be. That's what I ran into game a couple of games. So yeah. Yes.
So Eric here doubles. It's a big one. They're going to need 6 good games in a row.
Yeah.
After that start.
And this is actually a pretty good turnaround. So for them to get to plus 90 for this game. And he finishes off with a 268.
Yep.
Plus 94.
Yep.
Yeah.
94 it is.
Mike, your order's ready, Mike.
No, I didn't order anything. All right, here we go. Game 3 underway. 35, 36, 37, 38. Burns, Clark, Henninger, Smith, Scott, Kniffen, Pate, Meskey. Right here for you. Game 3. Corky's Chisholm here in the booth with me. He runs the Nightmare Doubles. Coming up next week, we'll have it right here. Sorry, next month. In a few weeks, right here on Inside Bowling. You're watching continuing coverage of 2023 Springfield Double Shootout. 3 of 7 here. We've got 2 squads in the books already. Again, our tournament leaders right now, plus 798. Cam Crow, Nate Stubler. We're looking to cut down to the top 21 teams here tonight. And that's where we're at right now. Top 21 teams. We've got 12 teams that are 500 over or more already in the clubhouse. So we'll see what happens here throughout the rest of the night. We'll know a lot more after about game 4 on what the pace looks like. Game 1, there were plenty of teams that could, pacing that 500 number, but you always have high scores the first game. They will come down over time.
It's all about how they react to that transition. TQ, I'm going to say over-under is going to be over 257.
$257. I have to take under.
You have to take the under?
Under is the play. If you were to set a line, I'd probably set the line at like 237.
Okay.
So I'd have to take under 257.
That's fair. That's fair. He's at
Kevin agrees with you that the fatigue could really set in here, and if you got a bowl A and C squad, it could be a lot to have to manage that.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of guys that bowl B and C, and that is not for the faint of heart. Trust me, I bowled A and B, and that was not easy, not easy whatsoever. And the wheel.
I'm going to move over here. Still have the bowlers down the bottom right that we were just on. We've got Cook, Whitehurst, Harper, Britton, Barnes and Robarge, Dorsey, and Bright.
Look like Barnes has got it going for the first 2. He's at plus 116.
That's great. That's what I like to see. I need him to have a coming out party on my live stream.
And Spencer is struggling a little bit. It looks like he's at plus 39. Interesting.
Jack, your order's ready, Jack.
I'm ready for a game 2. I want to see how many teams
Kept up with the pace and how many fell off a little.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm saying 9 are going to make it off this squad. So that would mean at 492 divided by 14, right? That's 235.14. So that's 70 over a game, a little over 70 over a game. After game 1, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 teams pacing to beat 492. So then that number just keeps coming back.
Keeps coming back, yeah.
So it's going to go from 16 to what? 14? 13.
I think that I think it stays at 16.
Oh, you think it's going to stay?
Surprisingly, I
Okay.
think it's going to stay
All
at
right.
16. I don't see the number start to creep down until after game 4. You know.
Okay. Hey, can you hold down the fort for a second?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to go get a sugar rush real quick.
No problem. Sugar cookies are pretty good.
Your chat's right here.
All right.
That's right there. You got everything going on. I'll be right back.
All right. All right, Jared Freed in the chat. Do you think that Freed and Jennings make the number? They're 15th out there, A and B. Jared. So my projected cut was 410. That would put you guys in, but hey, I don't know everything, but 418 actually I think is pretty good. But you getting to the top into the bracket would be a different story. So hey, I don't know. Spencer Robles looks like he's continuing to struggle. Let's see what he does right here. And never mind. Shut me up like that. TQ, Dylan, I think my over on the 257 was correct. He's averaged 263 for the first 2, and he still has 290 left, so hey, it's possible. Yeah, Bowl 101 taking over the live stream. You're definitely right, TQ. We're in here. Still looking for those game 2 score updates. And Dylan Barnes strikes again. TQ, your over-under is looking pretty good. No, TQ, I cannot see Tim. He is down on the far end. He struggled the first set. Well, not his first set, which was B squad. So actually, I do see him. He should be on the live stream right around game 5. He should be on one of the live streams around game 5. He's about 3 to 4 pairs away from the live stream. So yeah. Oh, carries 9. Spencer leaves a 7 pin. Let's see. Jason Britton almost scouted me off a 10. Let's see. Stu is struggling. I wouldn't say struggling. He goes 9 spare. Split 3-bagger 8 spare. Split again. Anthony Lever is, trying to hold him up a little. They're still the odds-on favorite to get inside the cut and make a run. So I think it's just a formality. Let's see what TQ's. No, there's nobody. No TQ. There's nobody on pace to shoot 300 in my vicinity. That was 1-300 game 1, and that was by Robert Albright. But there's nobody in my vicinity that is on the front anything. I see 290 by Dylan Burns and 280 by Johnny Clark, who's Dylan's partner. And Jan Mesquite is also on 280. Let's see. It's not a. Ryan Barnes is on 280 pace as well. Yeah, there's nobody on 300 anywhere in my vicinity. And the man, the myth, the legend returns to the booth.
How's the fort?
Oh, it's amazing.
You holding it down?
I'm holding it down. I may not do such as great of a job as
Oh,
you,
you're fine.
But I'm holding it down. I'm holding it down.
I'm gonna switch over here, show some scores. Oh, how about TQ with his call on Dylan Burns here?
Yeah.
Working on 290. That under, I lost that bet.
Yeah, he actually already has 57. Well, all he needs is a good count, and he has the 57 locked in.
Yep.
He needs the first one to shoot 800. The first one in good count to shoot 800 for the first 3. So he's plus 126 after 1.5. He was 526 at the turn. So it's looking pretty good. His partner was plus 33, which put them at plus 50, plus 159, and they're putting together a really big one. Dylan has 290 left, and Johnny Clark has 280 left in this game, going into the 10th frame. So let's see, maybe they can get a 570 game going right here, and if they can, that's gonna jump them way up.
Yep, and still no scores yet. No scores after 2.
No scores.
I might have them in my inbox. Let's see.
Let's see.
See after 2.
Yeah.
You can look at them this way. Bohannon, and Carter Street, 1,042.
Yeah, they do 69 and 89 games too.
A.J. Rice and Tim Barron, 1,008. 986 for Lane and Curtis. Kirkendall and Wilson, yeah.
Jumping up there.
533 the last game, 980. 968 for Birkenbein and Lewis. Holloman and Thompson,
960.
Thank you. Burns and Clark, 959. Barnes and Robars, 955. 951 is DeVoe and Petrin. Jonathan Holloman and Robert Albrecht are at 944. 942 for Peck and Evans. Dudley and Dudley, 936. That's a nice comeback. 523 after 413. Peyton Meskey, 927. 922 for Aldrich and Resnick. Harper and Britton, 920. 917 for Crow and DeMore. Imhoff and Williams, 913. We'll just leave it at that for right now. So, what did we say the pace was? 470?
470.
So that would be 940.
And
looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. It went from 16 to 11.
16 to 11. Ooh.
Yep. So when we go 16 to 11, what we mean by that to the audience at home, so that's how many teams are pacing 492, which is the number I just made up as a predicted cut score. And that would mean 12 are locked in, 9 would come off of this squad. Once we get down to 8, then Barron and Rice go in, and so on.
And TQ, you were absolutely correct on the over-under. He shoots 289, wraps the 10, last ball in the 10th. They are working on a really big one. Dylan Burns and Johnny Clark are working on a huge game right here.
TQ likes 460 for the cut. Right now, he seems to know all, so we'll just go with that.
We'll just go with that.
But I still like 492.
Jared projected cut. Mike's projected cut is 492. My projected cut is 418. It's probably going to be somewhere right there in the middle. Oh, and Johnny Clark. They are putting together a really, really big one right here.
And they were already in 959.
Yeah. And they're about to go plus.
They're going to double it.
Yeah, they're going to double that. That's pretty impressive. Dylan Barnes shoots 815 for the front three.
It's amazing you can get 160 of it in one game.
Yeah. And with that strike,
Why not? Why not?
169. Plus 169 and man, 289, 280. Puts them at plus 328. Plus 328 after 3. That's pretty impressive.
Jen and Lauren get to 555 here. 455, excuse me. Used to saying 5 on that other team.
Are they the only
I believe so.
all-female team in the entire tournament?
I believe so, yeah.
Nice.
238. Robarge and Barnes. Best Spencer can do is 2-0.
Yeah. 2-0.
Ryan can bowl 240. So Ryan's scoring higher here. He's doing better.
Yeah. Both of those kids have really, really bright futures ahead of them, so it'll be fun to see. Fun to watch them on the tour and bowl so many, overseas events and Team USA for the next couple of years. Well, probably the next 10, 15 years, to be honest. So it'll be exciting to see where they go and how far they take their bowling careers.
You can sit down if you want. Let's make it a little three-way cross here.
Over here with the men. Surrounded by greatness.
Hopping in now in the booth is Farrell Williams. Hello, Farrell.
What's up, Mikey?
Farrell is now part of Royal Flush Apparel, the most wonderful apparel line in the business.
We're trying. I mean, it's something new, something good, but Royal Flush, it's a lifestyle.
Lifestyle. I like that.
It's a lifestyle.
I like that a lot.
Thank you. I mean, we're being blessed to be able to start a apparel company, especially in this era.
Yeah.
You have a lot of them out there, and we all bring something different to the market for bowling. Obviously we're doing something different where it's not just about the clothes, the designs you wear in the bowling center. It's also about what you can wear outside the bowling center. Not finish bowling and say, oh man, I gotta go change my jersey. It's like we want designs where you can wear them in bowling and outside of bowling and feel comfortable and feel you. So
I definitely like how that sounds. Yeah, because normally, right as soon as you're done bowling, it's like, let me get out of this. Let me go put on a staff shirt or something like that. A pullover or something.
So majority of our sales have been sales of double. And a lot of people have been ordering the same jersey, but in quantity of 2. One with their name and one without.
Yeah, because wearing the name around town is kind of weird. So I was like, wow. I thought at first it would take a little while for people to catch on to it,
but they're really like, man, I really like that. It's like I can wear this with my shoes, or I can wear this out, and they just really been buying it without the name on the back, with their logos on front.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's still you're putting out your brand, putting out their sponsorship. So hey, I like it.
And phase 2 will start next week.
So tell us more about phase 2.
Well, it's actually a surprise. I can't put it out there yet.
Come on.
Okay.
But you know, everybody, www.royalflushapparel.com, and you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And trust me, next week we will be launching our phase 2, and I think everybody would like what we bring to the table.
Cool. Now, who all is involved in this? Just you, or?
So I'm pretty much president, CEO, owner, and Cass is co-owner, CFO,
Right.
and our national director of staff is Derek Woods.
Okay.
So, and I brought Derek Woods on because I felt as though I would have done my staff members a disservice if it was just me and Cass, because I'm out there doing so much to try to get some deals, try to get us out there. So I asked Derek, I was like, man, look, do you mind being a part of it and handling this? And he was like, man, absolutely, it'd be an honor. I'm like, cool, because I've been on plenty of staffs, and when somebody's doing multiple big roles, they're doing something a disservice. I know they tried. I'm not saying nobody does it wrong. It's just you lack somewhere. So I needed somebody to take over that, so I didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, that's true.
And we are still in the need for staffers. So if you want to be a part of a good family and a growing company, please email staff@royalflushapparel.com.
Now, if you go to a video poker machine wearing one of these, apparel, any of your apparel, anything you offer, does it increase the chances of hitting a royal flush at the video poker machine?
I would think so.
I would think so, too.
I would think so, too. I mean, you need the good juju when you hit on those machines.
Right. You don't want to go into a poker tournament wearing apparel that's called Deuce 7 offsuit. Right?
Right.
That just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make
right?
any sense
That's
at all.
negative mojo. It's bad.
Absolutely.
So if you're a video poker player, I highly suggest trying this out. I think it'll increase your chances of hitting a royal flush
Absolutely.
when you're wearing the clothing to match.
Or if you are any type of poker player and you want to represent this brand, even in poker, not just in bowling,
Yeah.
reach out to me, because we're looking to expand into every avenue that's out there.
You should hit up Brad Miller.
Brad Miller. I will send him a message. Brad, send me a message. Brad,
He
if
likes
you're watching.
He likes to play a lot of poker.
Hey, I'm open. I'm open.
All right. Just a guess is your phase 2 is you're going to start offering like pullovers and hoodies and
Smart man.
hats
Smart man.
and
Everything you could think of.
everything. I figured.
Everything you could think of.
I figured.
What about underwear?
Oh,
Trust me, I'll do that too if they give me the machine for it. I will do that too if they give me the machine for it.
hey,
Trust
you get the right cotton and polyester blend. You might actually sell quite a few.
Look, I'm looking to even get into the sock game. Make some good socks again.
I mean, you got to think about it. All these guys who wear, not on tour per se, but who wear shorts and who wears the joggers and everything that's showing off their socks. I actually think that'll be pretty nice if you can get some mid or even high long socks that.
I'm always thinking further. Always think big. Then scale your stuff back.
Where's the stuff made? Where are you making this?
My jerseys are made in the Great Old USA.
Are they?
Yes, they are.
What's turnaround time if I wanted to design one to my doorstep?
Right now, at this moment in time, if you order today and you approve your virtuals on Monday, 14 days.
Okay.
That's not bad.
When when there's certain times of the year where they're doing other stuff, I tell all customers 5 to 7 weeks. But that's just because I don't want them thinking, in case something go wrong, it doesn't show up in 14 days.
Under promise, over deliver.
That's right.
Yeah, I get it.
Still not bad. Most other places are 28 days before you even get a shipping.
No, we with
Still pretty good.
the good thing is I found a printer who's efficient and
Mm-hmm.
good, and when I talked to that person, I told them what I was going to bring to their business, and I've showed them in the first 4 months. So it's kind of like I have a little bit of priority when my emails come through for garments, and the person has just been good. We have a good partnership, and it's going only in one direction.
That's really good.
Farrell, you bowled this tournament. How'd you feel you bowled?
I bowled, I would say, out of 10, I'll give you an 8. I had a really bad game.
Yep, I see that.
What happened, I missed the pocket actually one time that entire game. I literally blew 2 7-pins, a stone 8, and I think 2 or 3 10s. And then I split, and then it just killed all my points and everything. Besides that, everything else was pretty, par. A few games was above par. When you come to this house, the surface, it's a high friction pro-am lane because we bowl Ozarks here.
Yep.
So if your ball is not transitioning at the right part of the lane, you're going to wrap the corners or blow the 7s. That's just what it is. Every house has its own characteristic. And I just caught that one pair that one time. And then I switch balls. I switch balls. Next game, strike a little bit, then switch balls again, and then get another big game. So I'm like, okay, it's just you got to get the right ball in your hand. There's no point of saying I got to throw better shots on something like this. You need the right ball in your hand to go through the pins. Great tournament. Will always come back.
Well, you and Zach right now, you guys are in the cut number, and you should stay in the cut number. You're at 509, so you should be good.
I hope so. I mean, I think the way scores are, like I said, the first 3 games, scores are really high. And it showed both squads. And then all of a sudden, it starts to decline because you get that. It really don't cliff, but it gets a lot of push down in the middle around the break point. And then your hook spot to the right is not really defined. So you got to get there at a certain time to get your ball, to get the pins to mix or go through the pocket.
Because if you don't, you're going to leave something really weird.
Yeah.
410.
Yes.
Or you'll go through and you'll hit a little spot down there where you'll leave the 2-4-8-10. It's
Yep.
just, or I left the 2-4-8 so many times. So, yeah.
But
I
one
completely
thing
understand.
is, growing up in bowling my entire, pretty much my entire life, there is a carry difference between AMF pin setters, A2s, GSX. Like, seeing the weird pin combination when you hit a pocket at this house reminds me of some of the AMF houses I grew up in.
Yeah.
You didn't see that stuff on the Brunswick machine and the sidewall. I know it's probably nothing really different with the sidewalls, but you just see a difference in pin mixes. And I don't know what it is, but, like I said, I get different carry on GSX pin set. I get different carry on AMF pin set. I get different carry on A2s. It's like, I never could understand it, but there is a difference.
I just mentioned earlier when you were coming through, I said, first time I watched Farrell bowl, I think was 1995 or 96.
Oh, wow.
Junior World Team Challenge in Reno.
Oh, that brings back memories.
What was that, 95?
It had been 95 or 96.
Yeah.
Was it the year I won or the year I bowled with Missy?
I think it was the year you bowled with Missy.
95. 95. Yeah, 95.
Yep.
Yep.
National Bowling Stadium. I think it had just
No, that's the year I won.
Okay, well that was the year.
It was 96, the year I won.
Okay.
95, we was at the Reno Hilton at the time.
Okay. All right.
Yep, by the airport. Yep.
Yeah, we bowled in the stadium when
Yep.
when I saw you bowl for the first time.
Me, Jonathan Estrada, Nick Smith that works for Brunswick,
Yep.
T.C. Giverson. Oh, what was the other person's name? I remember, man. That was an awesome feeling. 'Cause that was probably one of the top junior tournaments.
Didn't Jason Daniels' mom run it?
Yes,
Cheryl, right?
yes. Rest her soul. Lovely woman. I think she earlier this year she passed away from cancer. I think.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Rest her soul, man. She was a good person. God, she was a
We
good
came
person.
out all the way from Missouri to bowl it. Well, I bowled with Art Brown
Oh, that's right. Yes,
and Jason Jones, Mike Loring.
man. That brings back such good memories.
Mike Loring passed away going on about 8 years ago now.
Really?
Cancer, yeah. Got him.
You know, when I sit here and talk to people about growing up with Missy, Scott Norton, Josh Blanchard, you know, God, the name goes, you know, Andrew Kane, Robert Smith. Like, when I tell people I grew up with them and you had to be good to bowl against them, you had to learn. Like, I had a great junior career bowling with those guys, learning, watching them, learning from them. I mean, not necessarily talking to them and picking their brain, because we're kids. We ain't going to give all that information, but just
Right.
watching them. Man, I had the best junior career. I tell kids all the time, juniors is the best part of your career, of your
Yeah.
childhood. I loved it. If I had a time machine, I would just want to go back and be a spectator
Oh, yeah.
when I was bowling. Just,
Oh,
just
yeah.
watch myself bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And be like,
Yeah.
wow, like, look how far I came. You know.
Yeah, well, back then you were intimidating because you hit a growth spurt. Like, you were a big dude at like 12.
Yeah,
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
You were. You know, I watch kids soccer games sometimes. I see 4 7-year-olds and they go up against people that are like 8 and they're twice their size. So I was 4'10" forever. Anyway, but I watched you bowl. And do you think your rev rate is higher now or back then?
My rev rate got higher in my 20s.
Okay.
It got higher in my 20s. So if I had to say between now and, it's probably still higher now than it was when I was in juniors. Because in juniors, I used a lot of wrist.
Well, in juniors, you hooked the ball more than anybody.
Yep.
You sent so many messengers, it was intimidating to some of us.
Yeah, those were the days, boy.
Yeah.
Those were the days, boy. Those are some good years, man. God, juniors was lovely.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about because of the stuff I've won or competed high in.
The experience and the feeling.
And the friendships, the camaraderie, everything in that.
Well, the other thing is when money's not on the line, you don't have any mud on your name.
You're right. You're
Right? There's no mud on your name back then. It's just all sunshines and rainbows.
Oh man, you ain't lying.
And then you know, the minute you get involved in the industry, and you know now you're branded with somebody or something, you're viewed as an enemy, even though there's no right to be viewed as an enemy. It's just because you play for the other team, so to speak.
I can agree with that.
And then all these different things happen, and then you show up to the wrong tournament, and you get to the tournament, and something weird happens with bracket money or something. Next thing you know, oh, I heard this, oh, this happens, or oh, this, or God forbid, they don't put you in the right amount of brackets. You get up there, you're a little angry about it. You just bowl 8-10, and they think you're an asshole, right? And next thing you know, all throughout the Farrell Williams, don't want him to bowl your tournaments. He's that, and I'm just making stuff up right now. I know nothing. But that's just what happens in this sport. In juniors, you don't have to worry about any of that.
No. I mean, the one thing that that has never changed in me is I was taught that you get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. And even when something has been done wrong to me, I go at it in a positive way so the person can listen to the words that I'm saying rather than take it as I'm yelling or arguing with them, to where we can come to a common agreement to understand that fix it the right way, or going forward something needs to change. Because if I come at a person angry, it's going to get blown up and misconstrued. But if somebody else do, well, they're passionate about the situation and they're trying to make it right, and I don't like that. So I try to always come and say and talk more level-headed and keep my voice tone low so they can listen to what I'm saying. Because if I believe they're wrong in something they did, I want them to understand why, in my perception, I felt that they did something wrong and explain it to them so that they can say, okay, well, now that you said it this way, I can kind of understand. Now, they might not change their decision, but at least going forward, something's going to change because it was more in a positive way rather than, oh, man, I did that, pointing the finger, I don't believe this, all this money I spend. We all spending money.
Right.
You know,
What was the saying again about the honey?
You get more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
Okay, more flies with honey. So, but how do you get more honeys? Is that?
Nah, it's just honey.
Oh,
honey.
Okay. All right. No, I like that. That's good stuff. Yeah, man, juniors. I always I think back to the first time I met somebody, right, or first time I saw them, and every time I think of you, I just go way, way back. I just think way back when I think of you.
It's been that, man. You just opened up a whole window of memories, man. That was some of the best bowling. Like, don't get me wrong, my adult career has been, I wouldn't trade it in for some of the accolades I broke and some of the.
You know, the second thing I think of you.
What? What's that?
U.S. Open opening block that one year.
Oh my God!
So I haven't been in bowling that long. I've only been in bowling for about 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't do juniors or anything. So tell me about this U.S. Open block.
So U.S. Open was during my. So this is when I was actually bowling for a living. I bowled 7 leagues a week in 5 days. Okay, tournaments on the weekend. Flanagan tell you I was everywhere.
Everywhere.
I bowled for a living. I was making 120 to 150 a year profit. Okay, but I bowled. You know what I'm saying?
His calendar was backed up with all these events, one after another. Max out brackets, max out brackets, max out this, do this, do this, do this.
Actually, I wasn't maxed out in brackets. I was only doing little brackets. As a computer engineer, I don't like the algorithm of the brackets.
Okay.
So I know how you got to beat them.
Okay.
So I don't load up a lot. Now, I do load up when I know I have the advantage.
I just remember like Reed Hawthorne.
So now that's a story. Now, hold on. Before we get to the U.S. Open, let's talk about that. So let me tell you why the Reed Hawthorne I loaded up. Okay, here we go.
I remember these little times where I've been in little places and I see stuff happen and I don't forget about it.
So Reed Hawthorne, the year they put a new tournament director in, right?
Okay.
So he wanted to make it more prestige like it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So he changed the shot from the China. He wanted to make it tougher. I'm like, okay, so he's probably gonna do modify a house. He's probably gonna make it harder every year to build up to something hard. Okay.
Yeah.
So I walk in. I see scores like, hey, these scores are low. Somebody was like, yeah, it's flat 42 feet. What? You gotta be BSing me. Nope. So I'm watching. I'm like, oh, it's flat. So I asked the tournament committee. I'm like, what shot you put out? Well, we used a modified U.S. Open pattern. I said, it was my turn to bowl, and I was B squad. So I'm watching, and I'm looking. I was like, ooh, the track is starting to open up. Oh, because they don't oil for B squad. I'm like, oh, the track is opening up. I want them all. Farrell, you'll never get it all. I want them all because you can't touch me. If you tell me U.S. Open with the track opening up, I want them all. You can't touch me. Swept. All.
You swept all the brackets?
60, 50, 60, 40, 50. I won 4 out of the 5 high game pots, eliminated everything. Come back for the second set, and I'm thinking nobody's going to get in because I just ran them over, right? So practice is about to be in. I say, hey, how many brackets you got? Oh, we got this. I want them all. I want them all. Yeah, I want all the $5. I want all the $10. I want them all.
I ran them
40,
over.
50, 40, 50, 50.
That was a good weekend.
Were you bowling, Mike?
I bowled 1 year.
Yeah, he bowled 1
I bowled 1 year and made the final, not the finals, but I was on like Mike Rose Jr.'s pair, Adam Barta, Billy Orlikowski were all on my pair. So we were in the top, I don't know, 20 or something. Then I streamed it 2 years later with Ronnie Sparks winning it. But anyway, let's go over the standings here again. After 3, I have at 15:55 is Bohannon and Street. Dylan Burns and Johnny Clark are at 15:28. In third on this squad, 14:63, quite a jump down, Ryan Lane and Brandon Curtis. Michael Holloman and Jared Thompson are at 14:46. At 14:41 is DeVoe and Petrin. Dudley and Dudley up to 14:39 after back-to-back 500 games. 14:32 is Rice and Barrett. 14:27 is Holloman and Albrecht. 14:25 is Crummel and Doyle. They just bowled 5:16. 14:14 is Zach Birkenbein and Derek Lewis. Mike Peck and Blake Evans are at 14:04. Barnes and Robarge are at 13:92. Imhoff and Carl Williams at 13:85. At 13:82 is Lauren Payton, Jen Meske. Tim Crow and Blake Demore are at 13:69. And I'll read 2 more. Mark Henninger and Andrew Smith at 13:59. And Thomas Patterson and Rick Justice at 13:53.
It's really bunched together. It's a lot of bunched together, but which it makes sense. You got the people who didn't bowl good, either A or B, or that was close. Now they have a whole different look, and they're probably playing the lanes slightly different than they did earlier.
14-10, Mike.
14-10?
Yes.
14-10 would be the number. Okay.
14-10
Yep, you got it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10 now. 10 are pacing at 492 or more. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 10. So it went from 16 to 11 to 10. For 492 pace. We'll let you know when it gets shuffled from there. We're talking it over with Corky Chisholm from the Nightmare Doubles tournament that we're streaming next month. Farrell Williams is here from Royal Flush Apparel, reminiscing about some good times in the past. U.S. Open, Farrell bowled 1 year and led by a bunch on the first squad.
Yeah, second squad I went 150 over. And then the third squad I was a minus 100. But like I said, so that's how these two stories play together. So Reed Hawthorne was literally the weekend right before the U.S. Open. Practice session for the U.S. Open was on Monday after the Reed Hawthorne. So I wasn't going to bowl the U.S. Open. And then last second, my mom was like, "You just had an amazing weekend. You just made all this money. You're throwing it amazing. Why would you not go?" And I'm like, I just made all this money. I could take a couple of days off, can I? She's like, "Well, why not?" I was like, "Yeah, you're right." So I missed practice session on Monday. They said, "Oh, you're on B squad." I said, "Okay, cool." So I drove up Monday, missed practice section. Average 260 the first day.
260 at the U.S. Open. This was 40-foot flat.
40-foot flat.
Wow. Wow.
And mind you, don't get me wrong, like, it's the U.S. Open. It's tough. Like, I that's how good I was throwing it. You know what I'm saying? I was really in sync. The third day, they got so tight. The balls I had just didn't give me a look. I got wiggle or I got hook.
Well, not to take anything away from you and your accomplishment, because nobody did what you did. But as the U.S. Open pattern goes out over the course of the week, they get flatter and tighter, and by the time it's match play, they are like the hardest test in the world.
Bro, they are hard.
And again, that's not to take anything away from you, because nobody did what you did.
Yeah.
But it's very easy after your equipment goes down the lane that many times and gets that many more games on it, and the lanes get tighter, combine those two things, that being King Kong on day one
is nothing on day 6.
Right,
or
exactly.
Four, yes.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So I went 100 under on the third day of qualifying. I make cut. I go 150 over on the cash around to still stay in the top 24 for match play. So like, even though I had that one bad day, it did go up afterwards. You know what I'm saying? But he's right though. Like when they get brutal.
Yeah.
They get brutal, Corkies.
Yeah.
What you laughing at, Flanagan?
Oh, there was this thing that happened earlier today on this broadcast where I accidentally played a MP3 over and over again for 5 minutes, and I've got people texting me about it right now. And then somebody just put in the chat, did you see what happened this afternoon when he didn't pay attention to the chat? Finish him.
I'm paying attention to the chat. I've been switching the cameras. I saw you guys asking for that, so I've been swapping it around here.
You know what, Flanagan? Like I said, been around each other a long time. Like, I always give you credit for what you do and what you have given back to the game. A lot of people don't understand how hard it is to go from being in the game to being on the outside that makes sure everything in the game works the way it does. Because as a bowler, as an athlete, it's a difference when you're playing the game. And then when you go to this section, or you become a GM, or you become a mechanic, or you become anything that's still a part of the game, but on the outside of it, it's a hard transition. And then when you do it as good as Flanagan does it, it means you not only you love what you do, but you got love for the game.
Yeah, and there's effort. There's effort here.
Yes.
I never claim to be amazing. It's part of my charm. I make mistakes all the time and even exploit them, but I'm real. You get the real thing. One of my favorite shows growing up was The Real World when it first came out on MTV. The first reality show.
I didn't have cable, so I didn't know.
So I think you can go watch it now. So I'll let you catch up on the first 7 seasons.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but I've just always been that way. A lot of these other guys that tell me, okay, well, you can't talk about that on the air. I'm like, oh, I'll talk about it on the air. I got that graphic doesn't look right. I spelled my name wrong. I don't care.
It's funny. We're all human.
Right.
Everybody makes mistakes.
But it is hard, though, man. When I watch bowling, and this is what I always wanted to do, it is hard to sit here and watch people do this when that was my dream. That's what I wanted to do.
Yep.
That's one thing about me. I've never had this is the first year in which I've actually had an urge to actually get a lot better at bowling, at the physical thing of bowling. I've always wanted to be the best tournament director around. That has been my goal.
But that's a good thing, and I'm gonna tell you why. I told you when I bowled Nightmare, I love what you did, and I love that you actually take constructive criticism and not take it personal. But besides that, so real talk, we need great tournament directors. We need that. One thing you'll learn in bowling, a lot of tournament directors have stole a lot from the game. And a lot of times they ruin the game because bowlers, when you lose a bowler, you don't ever get them back. They'll never come back. They'll either quit or literally downgrade to where they just bowl league and they don't bowl tournaments anymore. Me and Zach Wilkins was just talking about this at dinner about the way the game is now. People don't want to get better. They just want to get out, go bowl, strike with no effort. They just want to throw it left, throw it right, pull it left, and strike. They don't want to get better. The generation of I want to get better is not really there. Now the juniors want to get better, but you look at the adults are like, well, I work a job. Well, I know a lot of people that work a job that are damn good. Look at that Adam Barta. You know what I'm saying? Look at George Gohagan. Like, these people working 40, 50 hours a week, and they're still one of the best in the game. Nobody wants to put the time. Nobody wants to bowl bad no more. That's what it really boils down to. People don't want to bowl bad no more because they bowl bad and like, oh, man, screw this. But you only learn when you bowl bad. If you're bowling good, everything's firing all of a sudden. You ain't thinking about nothing.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
When you bowl bad, it's telling you what you got to work on.
Every time you bowl, you either win or learn.
Say it again.
Right? You win or you learn.
That's right.
Mike Shady taught me that.
I like it.
He's 100%
I like it a lot.
right.
You're right. Yeah.
And
It's not win or lose.
Right.
It's win or learn.
But people don't even want to learn. They just want to win.
Right.
And I hate to say it, this is part of the reason why we don't have a lot of participation. If you don't put China out, people don't really want to show up.
That's true.
They'll make an excuse. Oh, man, I had something to do with the kids. You was on Facebook all weekend. Oh, well, the wife wasn't feeling good. Man, stop lying. Your wife, y'all was out dinner. Yo, show code.
Man, that's the one thing that even with this event, like after I saw the pattern and I saw that it was 4-1, and I'm like, you're gonna lose quite a few people. And then I started talking to Chris, and he was like, yeah, a couple people backed out after I posted the pattern. Like quite a few people backed out, and that's one thing in which I've noticed, especially in the state of Arkansas. Like there's not a lot of people that want to come out and bowl. They want to come out and struggle. They feel as if though they can't compete with some of the high average bowlers and everything. And I try to give them a chance, by putting it on something easy for most of my tournaments and everything. And even with Nightmare, of course, it's easy. It's wide open. Every year it's wide open. I don't plan on making it any harder. But the reason why is because I want it to fill up. I want it to be a full pack thing every year, and last year we weren't completely full. We were only at 61, 62 teams, but this year, like we still have a couple openings spots now, but when I first announced it, we filled up in 24 hours. So it's like more people are wanting to come out and bowl something when they see that it's a lot easier. They feel as if they would have a chance because a lot of these guys, they look and see the Laveries or Stu Williams in here, and you see the young guys of Ryan Barnes and Spencer Robles. They just like, man, how can I compete with these guys?
Speaking of which, we got some new players here. Ryan Barnes, Spencer Robles, Daniel Dorsey, John Bright. We also got Jason Britton, Matt Harper, Mr. Cook, and Mr. Whitehurst here in this game number 5. We're talking it over with Faro and Corky's. I will tell you, the holiday doubles tournament that's on a wall.
It's on a wall.
Yeah.
That thing, that's like probably the most fullest tournament.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And it's still growing.
And it's around the holidays.
Yeah. And you're on a waiting list for 3 years before you get in.
It's still growing. We're about to be into Thursday another year. They open it up.
Yeah.
I know.
And here's the crazy thing about that. He opened up 4 spots. Like I have a whole group, me and a group of friends, me, Cliff, TQ, a bunch of us are all like, oh well, we're gonna go bowl holiday every year. Me and TQ have bowled the past couple of years. Okay. He bowled bad last year. He was like, I'm not coming back because he was like, man, I don't have it. Yep. Now all of a sudden he's like, you know what? I know you found another partner, but man, I want to bowl. I said, man, I got Chandler. I can't. He said, don't worry. If something opens up, I'm gonna get in. I said, good luck.
Good luck.
They opened up 4 spots.
Oh, my God.
They opened up 4 spots. Cliff got a spot. And then he ended up opening up 4 more like a month ago. And TQ was like, I'm sending my entry right now. He said the first 4 to send their entry, he got in. So now all of us are bowling with someone. So it's pretty fun. We're going to make a weekend out of it.
I'll see you there.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Who you bowling with this year?
Zach Wilkins.
Oh.
We have been trying to do this for years.
Nice.
It finally worked out.
Nice.
But you know what? I want to piggyback off something that Flanagan said. And I don't want this to be taken the wrong way, but it's something I've observed for a long time. And I know people are going to hate me for it, but it's okay. I've always noticed, and I know Flanagan's going to have his 5 cents to put in. Like, don't get me wrong, amateur bowling is not as big as it used to be, Corkis. And Flanagan will agree with that. And I've been saying this for a long time. People don't want to realize it. When you separated, when you had the PBA and the amateur bowling separated, we had more events. Amateurs had more events. And I'm not bashing. I'm not saying it's the PBA fault. I'm not saying, but I'm saying these tournament directors used to have full tournaments. Amateurs. You know why? Amateurs used to are okay losing to another amateur.
Yeah.
It don't matter if that amateur works a 9 to 5 or bowls for a living. As long as that amateur don't have a PBA card, they're okay losing to him or her. Okay. But when the tournament director starts saying, well, I want the pros to bowl my stuff. I want to see the pros out here. And I said it when it happened. I said, yeah, but you got to realize that your people that work all week and come and bowl this tournament, they don't want to lose to them. Because that is going to say, I got to go to work. This guy gets to bowl all day and all long. This is his job. And then guess what happens? Eventually, don't get me wrong, eventually the cream will always rise to the top. So now the pros are winning more amateur events. They're taking up more of the caching spots, right? Guess what happened, Corkeys?
Amateurs
Eventually,
leave.
the fish that makes the pot full stop coming. Then the directors are like, yeah, man, people just stopped bowling my tournament. I don't know what's going on. You knew what's going on when you let the PBA members come in. It hurt. And like I said, I don't have a problem, but I'm on a different level. I don't have a problem with both those guys. But any tournament, you need, and I hate to say it, you need the donators. The guys that are just going to hang around and cash here and there and do all that. They're going to beef the pot up. But as soon as you tell them, Kyle True, you got Ryan Barnes, as soon as you got those guys that are PBA, and I'm using them as an example. I'm not saying just them. Those people start saying, I can go take my money and bowl something elsewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Not that you're going to know the answer to this question, but I can't find anybody useful that would. Do you have any idea what the rule is if you bowl in the wrong lane?
Oh, that's a good question.
Oh,
I have no idea where Kevin or CT or any of that.
A USBC rule is you re-bowl the shot.
yeah.
A PBA rule is you take
The count, unless you strike.
well, if it was my tournament, it's you re-bowl the shot.
Now, USBC Nationals, we had to bowl the shot.
USBC Nationals, you have to
Yeah,
keep
because I
it.
bowled on the wrong lane, got 9. They made me
Nationals,
do
you
it.
keep it.
They made me take the 9.
Really?
Yeah, the USBC Open Championship, they made me take the 9 this year. Last year. I bowled on the wrong. Not this year. Last year in Vegas, I bowled on the wrong lane by accident. Got 9. I said, hey, I bowled on the wrong lane. I said, okay, our rules is you got to actually bowl it. If you struck, you would have to throw it over on the right lane.
Oh, that's messed up.
So I had to take the 9.
That's messed up.
So yeah, that's actually a good question.
That is messed
In
up.
court keys, I'm saying like I said, I might be wrong, but bowling for a living and seeing all these tournaments that used to be around that were huge and packed, and I bowled them. I bowled all of them, and you started seeing it when they started letting the pros in after 2008, 2009, when the housing market crashed, and the PBA was in a bad situation, and the pros really didn't have a lot of money to bowl for. They were struggling. And these amateur tournament directors started letting them bowl and letting them come in. Oh yeah, I want them to, because it brings people to come watch them bowl. Those tournaments are gone. They're gone because people don't want to lose to them.
Yeah, that's true. I would agree with that.
And people are gonna be mad at me for me saying that, but it's the doggone truth. All right, Flanagan, now go ahead and give me your 5 cents. I'm ready.
Well, I think there's levels.
Tell me the level. I'm listening. School me.
Okay, so I think there's levels.
All right.
So I'm just going to go based off the St. Louis area,
Okay.
right? And I'm just going to use examples as well.
Okay.
All right, so they're going to have a tournament. Well, so-and-so's going to be there. So-and-so's going to be there. Well, I ain't bowling if they're going to be there because they just take everybody's money in this area. Okay.
Right.
All right, so now those guys can't bowl. Well, we ain't going to let them bowl because nobody else will come bowl if those 3 guys show up. So we're going to deem them not eligible. All right, so somebody gets on a heater. Well, he can't bowl no more because nobody's going to show up because that guy wins and takes everybody's money. So it's leveling, right? I think there's levels to it.
Levels to it.
There's always going to be a group that is the best of the group that is still allowed to bowl.
Absolutely.
Then when you eliminate them, then you got the next tier. So it creates all these levels, right?
So we're experiencing that in Hot Springs. So for instance, I'm not great at all.
I give you respect though, because you work hard to improve your game. So
Yeah,
first
true.
off, let's put that in there for
True.
what you're saying. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right.
So in Hot Springs, like they don't really do a bunch of brackets. I run the brackets and everything in Hot Springs, and especially like Monday nights, I'll sub. I'm not even on the league. I'll sub, but I'm averaging 241 in Central right now. And if I go in and get in the brackets, nobody wants to get in. Same thing with Daly Young. If he gets in, comes in and wants to get in the brackets, nobody wants to get in because he's running over the house. But also, he wants it really, really bad. So he's bowling 4 or 5 leagues a week, you know. So I'm seeing that, and You take us outside of there, and people are chomping at the bits for us to get in bracket action, outside of Central. But so I understand where it's different levels to everything.
Yeah,
and I understand what you're saying as well.
For the longest time, like I moved away from St. Louis, but whenever I would talk to people in St. Louis and be like, "Hey, what's the tournament scene like?" "Oh, Tim and Shay, they win everything." If Tim and Shay are there, I don't even get in brackets.
Okay.
So that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's kind of similar to EJ Tackett's there, so you know what I mean. There's levels. Now I can just speak from experience. I started a tournament called the InsideBowling.com Open, which was open to pros or anybody, and it grew and grew and grew and grew and grew, and then it leveled off. And I'm going to tell you why I think my tournament grew and grew and grew and grew and grew, and then leveled off. Is one of the reasons why it grew is you got a free bowling ball with the entry. Okay, so it drew a lot of people who said, hey, you know what? This tournament's in my hometown. I don't have to pay for a hotel. I don't have to pay for travel, none of that stuff. So all those expenses are baked in. I can pay $295 and I get a high-performance bowling ball. And they saw it as kind of like a pro-am because it was a random draw of lane assignments.
Okay.
You might be able to get the bowl with Michael Fagan for 8 games on something hard and be able to see how he adjusts and what he does and learn something.
Okay.
It's almost like a pro-am. It was a pro-am / have a ball league / experience, and then you got to actually test yourself on one weekend in St. Louis where it was a big party too. Everybody in St. Louis showed up to watch. You know what I mean? So that tournament kind of worked for a while, okay? But then what happened was a lot of tournaments started popping up, okay? Billy Isolt came along with Proprietors Cup. Okay. The PWBA, I used to get a lot of PWBA members.
Right.
The PWBA came back around.
Okay.
It didn't exist.
True.
They moved collegiate nationals. It became a longer season. College players couldn't make it anymore because I always ran this in late April or early May.
Yes, you did.
Okay. And there just became this surge of amateur bowling tournaments. Woody Dimon was still doing his thing. Like there was still stuff going on, but then in towns, people would start running like in St. Louis, especially. This guy Tommy Rogers ran this tour where he's having tournaments 3 weekends a month, and it just started kind of expanding, and tournaments kind of got real hot again. The PBA Tour also expanded their regional program, did more stuff with their regionals, started doing more with the national tour. The national tour was unpredictable, their schedule.
It was very unpredictable.
Year to year, you didn't know when your tournament would be conflicting. So some years there'd be a tour stop, some years there wouldn't. PBA League was in there, all these different things. So when there was some consistency to a schedule, I found a little sweet spot, ran with it for a few years, but then competition, other options, tours starting back up again. Bowling was in kind of a lull.
It was.
And I jumped in there, and I feel like it's gone up since then. Then on the junior level now, youth level, whatever you want to call it, you used to just have kind of like junior gold and then your local association type things.
And then the December event, the Christmas events.
Yep, the Christmas events, right? But now you look at it, you got SYCs, you got Billy Gassens running multiple events a year. You got Deandra Asbeatty doing SYCs. And then there's even more that I'm not even mentioning.
Well, no, she don't run the SYC. She
runs
her own.
EYT.
EYT. Yes,
sorry,
yes.
All the YT stuff I can't remember at all. YCs, YTs, whatever. So there are a lot more tournament options today than there were 10 years ago.
Okay, so now that's where I'll go. So that's what I was telling you 10 years ago. Right before that 10-year part where, like I said, the housing market crashed, we lost a lot during that time. But right before that, in 2000, I turned adult in 2000. Right around 2003, I saw what was coming. Because people talk. You know, this is before social media, but people talked. And then right when we got to the housing market dump, and the PBA Tour was pretty much in a bad place. And then was able to start bowling our events because they were, come bowl.
Yeah, because there wasn't enough for them.
There wasn't for them. That's where it started to do this.
And the women's tour was gone.
Yep,
some of them still wanted to bowl, like Liz Johnson all the time.
And that's when it started doing this. It started that great decline. Is there tournaments? Is tournaments starting to build back up? Oh, lovely. There are. But when people say, well, yeah, with the prize fund, well, them days are kind of gone. You know, you don't have the big turnouts still because there's so much stuff going on. Like back then, people work together. Okay, I don't want to overlap your tournament, but if your tournament isn't during the day, I'm gonna run one at night 2 hours later, so when people get done, they can come on the side of town. Like you had so many ways that directors work to say, I don't want to overrun him because we should work together and get everybody to both our events, and we keep it that way to keep people coming. Now it's like, well, Flanagan gets running a $5,000 tournament. Yeah, I'm gonna put a $4,000 team tournament at the same time because I'm not gonna get his bowlers, but you're still pulling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Except for work, you're pulling from the same basket. Even though you if you say, yeah, but my tournament's handicap, his is scratch, so I'm not pulling the same bowlers. Yes, you are, because a few scratch bowlers going to go, well, not few, but some scratch bowlers going to bowl that tournament.
Because it's easier.
It's easier money than come bowl Flanagan's tournament because they know the pattern's going to be tough.
And that's the.
Or
that's
how about
the,
I know this house inside
Yes,
now,
yes,
so I'll be
yes.
there.
That's right.
You know, that's the one thing in which I'm running into now. So, you know, we started. Me and my team, we started running tournaments in 2019, right before COVID. You know, our first tournament was like that December. And then we started running it, and the first one was horrible. In my standards now compared to then, first one was horrible. And it took off right after that. Then COVID, right before COVID hit, we had like a series of 2 tournaments. And it blew up. But nobody in the state of Arkansas or even in the Memphis area was really running a bunch of tournaments. Nobody. So it was me, and then Gary Faulkner Jr. He also started running a lot more tournaments.
Yes, he did.
During COVID, and we always worked together. Like it was always work together. Even to this day, me and him work together. We do not put stuff up against each other. Not even close. Same weekend or anything. We stay away from that. Because we're pulling from the same thing about same group of bowlers. You only have so many dollars in which you can pull from one group of bowlers.
Say it again.
You look at that. Oh well, especially now, like we're in a recession. People don't want to say it, but we're in a recession.
Yes, we are.
So if you only have, if this one family or this one bowler only has $200 on a tournament, and your entry fee is $85. Or your entry fee is $70, he's not going to take that $200 and go, well, I'm going to bowl $70 here, and then I'm going to take the other money over here, and I'm going to have somebody left over. No, he's going to go to one or the other and put that entire $200 into that tournament to try and win. So you're not getting people that are bowling both Saturday and Sunday, unless it's your stretch bowlers who they're your weekend warriors.
There you go.
So what I've been seeing is the decline, especially in my tournaments. Like my decline has been rapid over the last year. I went from, and Farrell can tell you, I know you keep up with me on Facebook quite a bit.
I do.
Like I went from every tournament in which I had for about a year and a half, I was over 100 entries. Every tournament, over 100 entries. And then out of nowhere, all type of tournaments started popping up elsewhere. Everything started popping up. And they're actually good tournaments, but now you have so many other people that's popping up with tournaments in their own local places and everything, especially like the Memphis area. The only tournament in which I run in the Memphis area now is Nightmare Doubles. I used to run at least 2 to 3 tournaments there a year, but now you have other people who are doing great jobs with their tournaments. Like there's a guy, Henry Robinson, that runs tournaments over in Memphis who does an amazing job. There's Ego Bowling with Kenny Corley and Brandon Mins who do an amazing job. Their point system was amazing when they came up with it as well. And even in the state of Arkansas now, we have a really big Thursday night doubles tournament that's on Sundays. Josh Imoff runs tournaments now, and he's like taking over the game. Like he's so good with he's never been really good with being on social media.
No, he's not.
And one thing in which I was telling him is, if you're gonna be into tournament director, you have to be good on social media. And now he's taking that to the next level to where he's being really good on social media. So now the market is so saturated to where in a month there's something to bowl. There's 1 to 2 tournaments to bowl every weekend. And now if you look at the people's income, now you have people who, well, I'm only going to bowl this tournament this month. I'm only going to bowl this tournament. Or you have, well, I can bowl one weekend, then I'm going to skip a weekend and bowl another. So it's all about a crapshoot if you're going to get the entries in which you actually need in order for your tournaments or running tournaments to survive. And for me, I try to market things a little differently, and everybody has paid attention. I know if you're into the bowling community, especially in the surrounding areas, the top 15 list.
Boy, that starts controversy.
That start controversy. So the top 15 list was literally just
a joke. Not a joke, but
it was a marketing ploy.
Yes.
So when I started the top 15 list. Back in December of last year, I started my top 15 in the state of Arkansas. And I literally only did that to market a tournament. Now, my list I felt as if though the list in which I put together was literally the top 15 bowlers in the state of Arkansas. That's just by my opinion, because I've ran tournaments, I've seen everything around. But I didn't expect it to blow up to what it has come to today, to where there's a list for every city, almost every city.
Now you got the top 15 in Dallas, top 15 in Texas, top 15 in Amarillo. You got the top 15 in Oklahoma City. Bro, I'm just laughing.
Hey, my thing is this. Of course, when you put something like that out there, if you're big enough in the industry or in your area to be able to create a top 15 list, especially if your list is actually gonna get backlash, and critique, it must be some truth to it.
Yep.
That's my only thing. Because if you don't have, and for my thing is, why would people even look at your list or even give your list any credibility if you don't know anything about the city or anything?
Oh, I agree.
For people who are going, like, for instance, Pharaoh, if you were to just do a top 15 list for the state of Oklahoma, think about how prominent your list would be because of who you are.
And I wouldn't even make my own list.
Anyways, yeah. So, yeah, sure.
No, I'm sorry. It's just, if I had a top 15, I wouldn't even put me on the list. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Really?
I would not.
I mean,
it's not. To me, it's like, it might sound stupid. I wouldn't put myself on the list because there's too many people that think they're better, and it's gonna go the wrong direction.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, nope.
Yeah, that's true.
Because then people in Oklahoma say, well, you're not actually from Oklahoma, so why are you on the list? I'm like, but I've lived here for 5 years. It don't matter, but you're not from here. It's always something.
Yeah.
So I just wouldn't put myself on the list.
That's true. So, the crazy thing is that at the beginning of this year, I won a bunch of the local association tournaments in Central Arkansas.
Congratulations.
And
that's hard.
That's
the local association stuff is not as easy as people think it is. Okay. Flanagan, can you jump in on that one? They're not easy.
No.
I mean,
yes. Oh,
especially handicap.
Oh,
yeah.
Bro, say it again.
So I won a couple of them, and I was cashing in a couple of tournaments, but mostly it was just people that bowl my tournaments and everything. But people don't really just get a chance to see me bowl, and I had been trying to. So I put myself on my list. Long story short.
Okay.
And oh my God, the backlash was ridiculous. So you know what I said?
What?
Anybody that want to come take my spot, accent match after Thursday night doubles.
All right, well, you have a point there. I like that.
280 after 4 games, Corky's. Is that our new?
Yes, 280 after 4 games.
Where we at now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7.
Yep, seven are over the possible cut score of 492.
Oh.
So we got 7 now. So that would open up a little bit, but it is tight. So I'm going to go over the scores real quick. Bohannon and Street are at 2046. They've bowled 484, 558, 513, and 491. Carter Street bowled 1,005. Tom Bohannon brought it with 1041. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Michael Holloman and Jared Thompson are at 1994. Burns and Clark are at 1971. Rice and Barron are at 1966. At 1922 is Lane and Curtis.
2 300s last game, both by lefties.
Yeah, A.J. Rice and Jared Thompson. Looks like we got Crummell and Doyle at 1888. Barnes and Robarge at 1880. Ryan Barnes, 998 to open up, so he definitely has found it. Spencer only 882, but still they're in good shape right here at 1880. At 1879 is Holloman and Albrecht. 1878 is DeVoe and Petrin. 1878 also is Birkenbein and Lewis. 1869 is Dudley and Dudley. 1868 is Peck and Evans. So there's a lot of teams that are just on that cusp of getting into this number. Hinninger and Smith at 1861. Patterson and Justice at 1856. Imhoff and Williams at 1834. Stubblefield and Sachs at 1827. So there you go. There's some
Where
scores
is
for
Wilson and Kirkendall? Did
Yeah,
drop
they
down?
are at 1793.
Oh, okay.
So they got some work.
They got some work to do.
Yeah, they do. With a few to play here.
Interesting. Yeah. So
You know what? And I'm gonna say this. You
yeah.
know,
Go ahead.
this is what I love about bowling. Now, mind you, every sport has controversy. Every sport has negativity. I've always said bowling brings a lot to the table. Okay, bowling starts a lot of friendships. Bowling takes you places that you probably wasn't going to go in the first place. Okay, this is such a great community, and I understand that we have a lot of negativity, but every sport has negativity. You understand? That's why we got ESPN. That's why we got Fox Sports 1. That's why we got all these different shows. And don't get me wrong. I love that bowling is on the up and up. I just feel as though we have to start embracing some of the negatives so it makes sense when the positive stuff comes through. We can't keep acting like we're the only sport that don't have any negativity. We can't act like we're bougie. We need to understand that everything has a negative. It's like yin and yang. They go together. But you gotta make sure the positive things are just positive, are big positive things. You can't say, well, we saved y'all $100 by switching to Geico this year. That was something positive. No, that's nothing. We gotta get bigger. You know, it's kind of like a product. Our product is mediocre. We need our product to have that shabazz, that puff. We don't have that, but we're going in the right direction. That's why I love where it's going right now.
Well, bowling needs to provide an ROI
Yes.
on people's investment, and it doesn't mean monetary investment. Time investment counts too.
Yes.
When you can go out and take a TikTok ad out, or you can go out and take out a Facebook ad as a company, and you can measure those results through
Yes.
the conversion ratio and how many people came to your e-commerce site and clicked, or you can throw your money at a bowling tournament or a bowling league or something, you're not going to win that battle. And the only way you can is through relationships. If you've got a good relationship with somebody and they believe in what you're doing, well, then they can take a chance, or they can allocate some funds towards you, or they can allocate their time or send somebody out. Another thing that you were talking about with those amateur tournaments, with allowing pros to bowl, when social media came out, allowing pros to bowl put a spotlight on your tournament, got more people to the bowling center to spend more money, and also helped you attract sponsors. So in some cases, I'm not saying that it's 51% or more. Okay, so I don't claim that this is the norm.
No.
But it did assist. If I didn't have Pete Weber bowl the InsideBowling.com Open the first year, I don't know if I'd have had Fox News out there to report on the event. I told them Pete Weber's going to be there, and they said we'll be there. If it's just an amateur tournament and it's Tim Barrett, hey, Fox News, Tim Barrett's going to be there. They're going to be like, who the hell is Tim Barrett? Okay.
No, I get it.
But I helped fill up that bowling center, which helped me with being able to do stuff in the prize fund because I got a kickback from the food and beverage revenue from the week. Okay. So, you know what I mean? So you can use some of these things. If all of a sudden you say, hey, I got E.J. Tackett, Anthony Simonson, and Jason Belmonte are going to be bowling this event. Hey, Bass Pro Shop, can I get $50,000? I'm not saying they're going to say yes.
No.
But you got a better chance with them. And then if you have the prize money for everybody to compete against, those 3 guys might take a couple of the big spots. But overall, you brought more money in the prize fund because those guys bowled. You got a bunch of viewers online watching it. And then when you go to do it again next year, you can say, oh, look, we had 150,000 people watch this finals on YouTube. You get 150,000 impressions. Well, now their marketing department can say, well, shit, we just paid Facebook $10,000 for 150,000 impressions to boost a post for our Bass Pro Shop weekend Memorial Day sale. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mhm.
That's just kind of the...
And I agree with you. And I think the other part is, as well, is true. We're not giving nothing back to our sponsors with time or money. But like I said, also, we just need a better product, too. You know, what you said is right. I still think our product is still running on an ancient machine. Does that make sense to you? Like,
Yeah.
we just need a little bit more to make it relevant, to get more on the outside world involved into bowling. Like, bringing in a celebrity from another sport is great. You know, we watch that celebrity, but the average person still don't understand bowling. You know, like the Elias Cup. Love the enthusiasm. Love how it's so interactive with the fans. But then when the regular tournament comes along, it's quiet as a church mouse because you can't make any noise.
I've said
and
that,
I get it.
yeah.
I know that's more of a Baker fun format to be interactive. But it's like, well, why don't we try to roll that over into the regular events to get more people to want to come out and watch again, come out and want to watch the pros all day, come out to the shows. And you might have people at the shows inside, but then you might have people on the outside watching the show on a projector on the wall screaming, and they got the one camera out there looking at them like, ah! You know, it's just, we need the product to evolve. That's all I'm saying. Nothing bad at what they're doing. I'm not bashing nothing. I'm just saying we need this product of bowling to evolve from the old machine to a new machine. And I know I'm rambling. It might not make sense, but we just need it to evolve to be more attractive.
Exactly. I get what you're saying. So, like, for instance, I want you to think about this. So if you go to a normal league night, right, and you will walk over to teams that are jaw-jacking and talking mess to each other, right?
Uh-huh.
If you brought that to television,
it would be huge.
It would be huge. It would be huge. I feel as if, though, people would actually tune in to see what people do, to see what people bowl. If you brought that into like a type of setting.
A little bit of controversy. Little bit. I mean, kind of like I hate to say it, but let's think about it. When people ever crotch chopped at the U.S. Open and then started, who do you think you are? You see how much that blew up? That was all over outside of bowling. People knew everything about that. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say this, when Belmo and Rash was going at it over the bottle. And Rash called it your bottle B, and I was like, oh my God! And it was so much controversy, and it made ESPN, it got. Like I said, I'm not saying we have to find something bad and turn it into something good.
You need storylines.
But you need something to get people on the outside.
I'm gonna tell you guys something real quick. I'll just tell you this quick one.
Go
Okay. I may have said this years ago on the air.
Okay.
There's a guy by the name of John Brocklin in the St. Louis area. He's a priest. Okay, John Brocklin, great bowler, right? Mm-hmm. When he was 18 years old, he could have probably gone on tour. He bowled against Pete and everything else back then, okay? Mm-hmm. But he made a choice to become a Catholic priest. Okay? Well, bowling is on the weekends. Church is on the weekends.
That's right.
He couldn't bowl.
Right.
Okay? So imagine a reality show where you tell this whole story about John Brocklin, how good he was. And you got Pete Weber sitting there saying, Father John was just as good as me. He'd have won on tour. Mm-hmm. Well, tonight on ABC at 7 o'clock, you've got Father John is going to live out his dream, and he's going to bowl against Pete Weber on television tonight, right? And John comes out in his black with his white collar, everything, and comes out and bowls. And there's this whole story behind it, right? Hey, people at the water cooler the next day are like, hey, did you see that priest last night that bowled Pete Weber? And they hugged at the end, and they were great friends. And he decided to dedicate his life to God and not to bowling. And, man, what would he have done? Blah, 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 whatever. What if you grabbed, like, some young child that's in high school. It's like a potential phenom, but he's in like low income family, and he just needs some help, and you grab that person, right, and you bring that person onto the show, and they're going to do something, or they're going to bowl against somebody, and they're going to get a scholarship or something if they do those sorts of things. People will be able to talk about that the next day. It's storylines, right? We need creativity within this sport. We need some other things. So I'll give you one more just quick one. I just thought of it while we were sitting here.
Okay.
I never even said this before. I don't know if it's going to make any sense. Okay, Jason Belmonte. We've determined if Belmo were to go bowl an amateur tournament, some people would say, I can't beat Belmo, I'm good. Okay, I'm not going to bowl that tournament. No thanks, right? Belmo. Well, what if you had a deal where you said, hey, it's a $500 entry fee. We're going to invite 250 people to this event. Okay?
Okay.
And we're adding $50K from sponsors or something. It's called Beat Belmo. Okay, just beat Belmo. That's a tournament.
Okay.
All right. The whole field is in against Belmo.
Right.
Right. So you're all in it together. You're cheering for each other.
Right.
Okay. All right. So there's 250 people in the field. Every time a person beats Belmo for the total for the whole tournament, you bowl 20 games. I don't know what it is. Right. Every time a person finishes ahead of Belmo in the standings, that's $1,000 away from Belmo, and $1,000 is split between the 250 people. Okay? So if 100 of the 250 beat Belmo, Belmo gets nothing. 250 people could split $100,000. How many people would show up for that as a group?
Be a line at the door.
Okay,
Yeah.
but wait a minute, Jason, you're bowling against Jason Belmonte. You're an amateur. Why would you go bowl this event? Because you can't beat him. Well, 250 of us might. Let's try.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a creative format.
It's a creative format.
You put that on a house shot, and there's going to be a lot of people in
But
there.
that's what I'm saying.
That's going to be a lot of people that's showing up.
Yep.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
That would be nuts, though.
That'd be nuts.
Like, I want to watch it right now.
Hey, yeah, I would watch that. And then if you added in a kicker to where if you beat him in the single game, there were like high game pots. Everybody got paid for individually for beating him in one high game pot. Oh my God, yeah, that would be
I just don't know
nice.
if Belmo would sign up for one game beats. but over 20 games, I think he might actually show up and say, all right, I'll do this thing. Let's go.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So you just create a format.
I think Belmo would sign up just for the simple fact that of the publicity.
Beat Belmo.
I like it.
I mean, it's a good idea. But like I said, those are ideas that it's so drastic that it'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just different.
It's just different.
Yeah. Did you see the greatest bowl? Like, you could go to Good Morning America and say there were 250 of the best bowlers in the country tried to beat the #1 bowler in the world this weekend in Des Moines, Iowa.
Right.
All right. Our
The lane of
Michael
dreams.
Strahan was there to report on it. You know what I mean? Like that's different than, hey, we had an amateur tournament where some pros could bowl, and yeah, E.J. Tackett won. It's just a different story.
It's a different story.
Yeah.
Still bowling. Still the
bowling.
same game we got in front of us. We can't change the game. We can't move
change.
outside. They tried that. That don't work. We're in a controlled environment with fluorescent light bulbs.
Yeah,
What are we
that's
going to do?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Hold on, LED now. Not LED, not fluorescent.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
needless to say, it's horrible for filming.
It is, though. I know
Because
it
the
is.
settee area is dark, it's light out there, and cameras do not focus worth a shit through dark light.
No, they don't.
Anyway, we drove that into the ground.
Hey, that was a good drive because
That was a good drive.
man, I might try to put something like that together.
Hey.
And then have Mike stream it.
And all it takes is a thought.
Here's a thought.
I still want to do the tournament where you show up with 7 bowling balls, and everybody bowls a game, and whoever was in the lower half of the field, you spin the wheel, and you got your balls labeled 1 through 7, and whatever number lands on, that ball comes out of your arsenal and goes to the bowling ball graveyard. Now you only got 6 balls left.
Oh, I remember that.
The person
kinda like a
that
skins.
wins the tournament is the guy with the bowling ball left.
Yep. It's kind of like a skin, but with bowling balls.
Yeah, with bowling balls.
Yep.
Bowling balls get taken out of your bag every time you're in the lower half of the field. And once you have no balls, you can't bowl anymore.
Yep.
You're done. You're
You're out.
eliminated.
And you're guaranteed at least 7 games. I like it.
That's what I mean.
I like it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that tournament could go on and on and on. You have to run the math out. That might be like a 3-week tournament.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it might
yeah,
have to be like 3 balls, 4 balls. I don't know.
It's like
But
the
but,
song.
but guess what? You don't have to ever re-oil. You can re-oil whenever you want. There's no squad equality because everybody bowls at the same time.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
You don't say, oh, well, hell, I bowled on the fresh. No, well, everybody's bowling on the same thing.
Yeah. The fresh. Oh my God. Every tournament. You gotta re-oil. We just bowled 4 games. No, we do everybody re-oil. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Here we go with this again. Oh, man.
Everybody likes the fresh.
Yeah.
Everybody likes the fresh.
Well, guys, I'm going to get out of here.
Yep. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, hopefully I make it to tomorrow.
I think you're good.
You're good.
So, thank you guys for having me. Thanks, Flanagan, for having me.
Yeah.
And thanks, Springfield Doubles, CT and Kevin Williams for letting Royal Flush be the apparel sponsor. Like I said, this is a great tournament. Flanagan, love bowling your events, love the holiday doubles, and Keith love bowling nightmare doubles. I really appreciate you guys putting things on for us and having something out here for us. And I really appreciate you guys being honest tournament directors as well. That needs to be said more often. We do have a lot of crooked tournament directors, and I'm not putting no names out there. I'm just saying, but for the ones that really do good by the game, like they're really honest and upfront, and I appreciate y'all. I'm going to be honest. I really do appreciate it because, there's bad people everywhere, and a lot of them are tournament directors.
Well, I'm thankful that I am not one of them.
No.
And I never will be. My thing is your image and your name is everything.
Everything.
So, and especially with my background before I actually got into bowling.
Yes.
It was a little different. For the people that know me, know my background.
Yeah,
but,
we can do wraps. Well, Flan, like I said, I'm going to get out of here, guys, and get some rest. But like I said, thank you for having me in the booth, Mike.
Yep.
Really appreciate it. And see you guys. Hopefully see you guys in the morning.
Yep, we will. We'll see you. Thanks.
All right.
That's Farrell Williams, everybody. Appreciate him stopping by, spending some time here in the booth. It's always better to talk to people than it is to sit here by myself. So I appreciate you being here as well.
Yeah, I'm about to get up out of here.
Yep,
in
I
a
appreciate
minute
it.
too.
I'll bring this thing home.
Yeah, I'm going to go walk around and see a little bit. Well, actually, I'm going to finish off and see if CJ Petrin can finish off this 300 right here in front of us. They are currently 331 over. So, hold on.
That does say 6 of 7 up there, right?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
6 of
making
7.
sure I've
Yeah.
got that correct.
6
Because we
of
were
7.
over on the other pair, and they were taking a little while to finish. So we weren't officially in Game 6, but we're well into Game 6 right now. What's going on, Mr. Waswell? Hopefully you're doing well. Again, we're cutting down to the top 21 for tomorrow. Right now, the cut number is pacing. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1878, 278. It's 278 divided by 4. 278 divided by 4 equals times 7. 486 and a half. Right now the cut score is 486 and a half. Is what we're pacing.
486 and a half, yeah. I like it. I think it's going to continue to drop.
Yep.
I don't think it's going to get. I don't think it's going to get to 417, 418 though. But
the only thing here is we do have a lot of
the guys
1868, 1869, 1878, 1878, 1879. Those are all outside of this 7. But they're 1 pin back, 2 pins back, 2 pins back, 11 pins back, 12 pins back, 19 pins back.
They're all right there.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
We could have a tie.
Yeah. Let's see if CJ can finish it off. And no.
2-8.
2-8.
We've seen quite a bit of that, actually.
Yeah.
So these guys were 1878, so they were on the outside of the 7 number here.
And they just had a big one. They just went. They're 511 so far, so they're probably going to get to 525, I believe.
Yeah, so they hop in.
Yeah, they hop in. Well, this is after
That's
4.
after 4. Yep.
So we're still missing 5.
5 yet. Yep.
Check your inbox.
Good call. Might be there.
Let's see. Yep. All right. So the number we're looking at now for 5 games
That's
would
full
be
standings.
70.
That's full standings.
So they send me the other one. I don't have.
No, you only have C after 4. All after 5. Oh, yeah. Go back into it, I guess. All after 5. And scroll down to maybe some more.
I can at least tell you what the cut number is right now. Kind of.
Cut number is 410 right now? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's so misleading.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I can't really. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll wait for my printout.
All right, well, Mike, I'm going to get out of here.
All right, my friend.
It's always a joy. I'm going to go and get some sleep and get on the road in the morning.
All right, man. Safe travels.
And I'll see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks should be fun.
Yeah, I'm on the road a lot here recently. I've got this one here. I'm home for a day. Go to Utah for 2. Drive 2 back. Home for 3. Go to Dallas for 4, and then to you for 3.
Ooh. Yeah, you're
and
pretty.
And home.
You're a pretty busy guy. Pretty busy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty busy. Hey,
all right, brother.
All right, man.
Have a good one.
Yep.
Appreciate you. Corky's Chisholm. Sign up for the Nightmare Doubles. He's pretty much full, but check out his event. We'll be streaming it here in a couple weeks. Thanks, man. All right, everybody. We get ready to fire up our cut here. We'll see where we land. See where we shall land. As soon as I have the cut number or the scores after 5, I'll certainly share those with everybody. So let's look at Crummell and Doyle. They were at 1888 inside the number. I don't know what they had game 5. I can't quite make that out. But this particular game, 2:46 left, 2:38 as well. I keep hearing some ads or something from a phone around here somewhere. But oh, nice little tap on the 10 there for Cam. Kirkendall and Wilson, man. I need these guys. I need these guys to get going. What are they, about 200 over? $225 and $279 would give them another 100.
Combined A, B, and C after 5.
Okay, do you have just this squad?
I'm trying to get it a print one.
Okay, yeah, I need this because it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I don't know what this means here.
So right now, cut line is like plus 410, I think is what we said. So that's basically what it is. Because we're taking 21.
Yeah.
So yeah, they said cut line was 410.
Yeah, but these guys are pacing to go above. So if I could get just this squad.
I will have. I'm gonna pass all these out and then I will bring it back.
Okay.
To you. I mean, I may be 6 squad or 6 after the 6th game because it's by the time I get it.
Okay.
Then we're gonna be done.
Okay. All right. So they gave me just a combined squad list here, and it doesn't really give me what I need, everybody. Like, you know, Bohannon and Street are in 14th right now, according to this sheet, but they're pacing more than that. So, yeah, I'm going to tell you, I guess, that the number is plus 410, but there is a team at 369 with 2 to go. There's a team at 329 with 2 to go. $326, $318, $316, $309, $305, $303, $296, $294. So if they average $225 a person, you add $100 to that. So somebody is watching something around here. $235 for Ryan Lane on the bottom right of your screen. Brandon Curtis can still bowl $248. Lane and Curtis were at 369 over. So 236 and 248 would put them at 83 over, right? Yeah, 83 over. There's the first one at 10th. So 83 with 69 puts them at 452 with a game to go. So if they were to bowl 450, that would put them at 512, which is well within the numbers. This is a massive game here on the bottom right of your screen. I will full screen it for just a moment to show you what I'm talking about here. Blake Evans, 289. With Mike Peck's 187. So that's going to put them at 70. So plus 76 for Peck. And I had them on this list at 294 over. So they're going to be around the 360 range. So they're going to need about 520, 530 the last game to have a chance. Go back over here. Crummel strikes. So he and Cam are on the next page. They are at 318 over with these 2 games to go. So 318, they're looking to try to get to about 500, so they need 180 over in 2 games. Crummel can get 46. Cam can get 68. So that would give them 514. That would be 114 of it if they strike out. So 114. Yeah. Oh, great.
There's Jesse's sponsor.
Awesome. Thank you. I got a regular sheet here now. 114 for these guys would put them to problem is they got a number in the clubhouse already. 114. Put them at 32, 432. So they would need a 460 something the last game. they were to strike out. So this is a big one. Kirkendall 201. Donnie Wilson can bowl 258. Jared Thompson, perfect now through 9, can still bowl 300. He and Michael Holloman are currently right now at 24-28, 428 over. AJ Rice and Tim Barron are 480 over on this squad. 471 over is Bohannon and Street. 428 is Holloman and Thompson. 412 is Burns and Clark. 369 is Lane and Curtis. 329 is Barnes and Robarge. 326 is DeVoe and Petrin. 318 is Crummell and Doyle. 316 is Stubblefield and Sachs. 309 Holloman and Albrecht. 305 Birkenbein and Lewis. 303 is Patterson and Justice. And I'll leave it there. So 329, let's see, 2 games to go. Say 120. Yeah, this cut number is definitely projecting lower now. So the scores have really fallen off the last couple of games. Bohannon and Street had 425, 434 for Holloman and Thompson coming into this game. A lot of 430s, 440s up and down the top 12 or so in Game 5 from this squad. So I would say, looking at the overall standings, who has a shot here? Who still has a shot from earlier today on A and B combined? If I'm telling you what I think the cut number could be, Anthony Lavery and Stu Williams at 441 over could sneak in. They are currently on this squad not bowling well. They are only 121 over, 398 and 373 the last 2 games. So they would need their earlier score to hold on. It's 279 for Jared Thompson after that 9 count there. 279 left for Holloman. 20, nope, not 2. Oh yeah, how about that? Nice 10 pin messenger on the 10 there for Carl Williams. They can go over 71 this game. And we got 1 to play. AJ Rice, Tim Barrett coming down. Robert Albrecht. Jonathan Holloman as well. So let's see if Holloman can beat his partner here. He can strike out to beat him, 279, 278. But a great team score here. All right, AJ. They are starting game 7 over there on 29 and 30.
Holloman still dealing. .279, 278. We roll into game 7. Got Barrett and Rice here. I announced those teams. We got a couple more teams coming over here. Action kind of sort of getting underway. Bohannon and Street. Definitely got some cut implications here on our feature pairs going into the last game. You know, I was curious, how's DJ Archer bowling? What's the number going to be? Well,
480, 490.
probably less than that. Now,
Less?
yeah, I think so. Perez and Archer were 294 over. Cam just came up and asked me what the number is going to be. He said 480, 490. I said probably less.
Sorry. Switching back to 16 equipment.
Yep. It's going backwards. I mean,
You know if they do the numbers.
I need to see what happened after the last game.
After game 5, though, what's your prediction?
Right now I got it at like 441. Yeah. I'm going to go over here. We've got Roger Harford, Seth Techmeyer, but we got Tom Bohannon and Carter Street. They are 4 for 4 here to start things out. They're leading the squad. They were leading the squad, I should say. Barrett and Rice overtook them by 9 after 5 games. See Barrett and Rice on the bottom side of your screen right now, bottom right. I will be going back and forth throughout.
I think we need 460. I think the number's going to be 470.
just don't know how it. I mean, I got a combined list here after 5. You try to make heads or tails out of it. This is a combined list. After 5. Okay. I have a hard time computing that. After 5, our first score was still. It was 41 after 5. 4-10 over. And Holloman and Thompson are going to jump in. But there were 2 doubles on that. Yeah. So it was actually 393. So I think it's going to be 471. If it. Hey, what are you doing in what's that lefty right? Yeah, this cut number is going to be down more like 430, 440, it looks like. Cameron Doyle doesn't believe that, but I think he's just trying to motivate himself at this point. We do have a lot of teams that were waiting to come over here. A little out of whack here. Bohannon just getting after it. The scores I have, 259, 269, 235, 268, 204. I don't know when he had game 6.
Someone to sit down in the booth?
Yeah, have a seat. Yeah, have a seat.
Right. No more booze for this session, but you know, I haven't won in a long time, so I haven't been able to put these on for a while. So this
All right.
feel pretty good.
This is one of the TLs right here in the booth. Nate Stubler joining me now.
How's everyone doing tonight? Thank you for joining us on C Squad at the $10,000 Springfield Doubles. Thank you all for joining us.
Buddy, you and Cam, you guys bowled great today. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, he, man, to watch him strike as much as he did today, that was insane to watch. So definitely happy to be a part of that, and try to do my part and just try to keep up with him for the most part. So it was a lot of fun today.
So he bowled 1808, and you're like talking like he out-bowled you, and you bowled 1790.
But watching him strike as much as he did today, and the amount of messengers he threw and all that kind of stuff, it really felt like he out-bowled me by 200 pins. I'm not even joking. Like, when we tallied it up all at the end, I swear he had me by like 80 at least. So to just kind of see that, it was unbelievable.
Well, you bowl with him a lot.
Yeah, definitely happy we were able to make this one work this year, because last year I was doing a CPA exam and all, so I wasn't able to bowl this event with him. So to get back at it after 2-year hiatus, bowling this tournament, finishing third, it was definitely happy to be able to get back out there.
You guys were kind of funny through 2 games. Cam bowled 219, and you bowled 278, and then he bowled 278, and you bowled 219. That was pretty cute what you guys did. That was really nice.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
And inverted scores there.
Yeah, it's like one of those Easter eggs. You know, it was like it just had to happen that way. So you know, we're just trying to cover each other's tracks, and essentially that, you know, 497 after 2. We were kind of talking about it after, and I just kept thinking to myself, like, you know, how close are we going to be to 500 over without actually getting to 500 over? You know, how close are we going to get to 500 total for 2 without actually getting there? And then luckily we did it right after that, but, you know, I told him that, and he was like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing, man. Are we just going to, like, 490 them to death the entire time? But we got lucky, so. Who's leading this squad?
Yeah, so I've got a bunch of different things here. AJ Rice and Tim Barron after 5. I do not have after 6 yet.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like AJ's been striking a lot. He's at I think he's at 450 over after 6.
Yeah, and Tim is 88 over after 5. So yeah, AJ certainly bowling really well, but Tim hanging in there as well. You definitely know how good Tim Barron is.
I learned that 2 years ago, to be exact. Yes, that was that's something Cam and I.
Shay, yep.
Oh yeah, we talked about that a lot coming down here too. I shot about 37 pins on Wednesday, just because I remember how bad that was. Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, it stings a little bit, but at the same time, there's only one way to get better at them, is keep working at it. So keep working at it, focus on the repetition, and yeah, get there. So, you know, I got to tell you, Mike told me this wonderful joke earlier.
Yeah, we're not saying it on air.
What is better than junior gold?
Right. Yep. That's right.
Mike,
nothing.
What's better than junior gold?
Nothing is better than junior gold.
Nothing is better than junior gold. Absolutely.
That's right.
100% right.
1000% right.
Let's see, we got some big scores down here. Donnie Wilson on 280 pace.
Yeah, all my horses are gone. I wanted to buy you guys, but you guys went for too much money.
How much did we go for yesterday?
I think it was 16 or 1700.
What I mean, I wasn't here last night. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't feeling the best, so I didn't stay long. Who do you know who went for like the most?
Yeah,
or?
Ryan Barnes and Spencer 3000.
Oh, jeez.
Stu and Lavery went for 2600. Chapman and the other Lavery went for 2600. Kevin Williams and Casey Murphy somewhere around 1800. There were a lot of. Russo and them only went for 400.
Yeah, I was surprised about that. That's, oh my lord, that's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yep, shame on some of us that were here that could have been doing that. So, asking where the standings are, you can go to the Facebook page. They've been doing some updates over there. It's the Springfield Doubles Facebook page. If you type in Springfield Doubles Bowling Tournament, you'll find it. So I should have them here hopefully soon.
And for anybody that's watching the stream that's looking to bowl this event in the future, next year, I believe Kevin said that this would be the first weekend of August next year. So,
yeah. So I think it's going to be like probably a week or two before the 11th frame tournament, I would guess.
Definitely a very good string of tournaments to bowl in the Midwest.
Well, it's just a reminder, when you're done with your 7th game, please bring your score sheets up to the front counter. And when you finish your 7th game, please bring your score sheets up to the front counter.
Looks like AJ Rice is continuing his absolute tear of the C squad here. On pace for 279 right now. Tim's on pace for 258.
Yeah, we just got some players that came over to 35 and 36. They're just way behind. Zach Birkenbein and Derek Lewis and Tim Crow and Blake Demore. They will be the last ones to finish. Jared Thompson, Michael Holloman, Josh Heimhoff, and Carl Williams also will be pretty late to finish as well. Cam Doyle can still bowl 269. Nick Crummell 247 over on 33 and 34. Donnie Wilson, as you mentioned, 280. 248 for Brian Kirkendall. But I don't think 128 is going to be enough for these guys. They are 230 over. Not going to be enough.
Mike, I got to ask you, what is your favorite part of doing these live streams?
Favorite part of doing these things? Just pulling it off. I like, packing everything up and getting in the car and say, I just took 2 Pelican cases, plugged in about 100 wires, went online on the internet, actually had people that wanted to watch this, did the best job that I could, got to see some folks, got to see some good bowling, got to laugh, got to hang out, and now I'm going home. And when this thing's all said and done, 6 months later, there'll be over 150,000 people tuned in to watch this at some point in time. That's pretty cool. That'd probably be the favorite part, is just the gratification that I even did it.
And absolutely, and I'm sure everybody in the comments too can say, they're very thankful that you get to do this for, for bowling and, the sport of bowling and growing it, and, just kind of seeing these events that not everybody gets to see, especially,
yeah, the second favorite part is the chat room and the community. That's the best part. That I love when they give me a hard time or when I do something stupid, and when we have good debates. Yeah, I like interacting with the chat.
What's the, obviously when it comes to basketball, the debate's always Michael Jordan or LeBron. But in terms of the greatest of all time in bowling, and I'm talking all time, you got Earl Anthony, Belmo. What is the, I don't want to say what's the consensus, but who is always the debate around? Because obviously you got Earl Anthony of the 50s, 60s, 70s, Belmo of our modern day. E.J. Tackett, could potentially come into play. Who, I'm just genuinely curious.
It's Walter, number 1, I think. Most titles.
Most titles, yeah.
Right, that falls in. Tied for player of the years, right, with Belmo. I think they're tied. I have to double check that. I don't think Belmo's passed him yet. I think I'm right in that. It's been a while since I've been asked about player of the years. So yeah, it would be.
That's just season 1.
Okay, and then Belmo is probably 2, and Earl is probably 3, or right in there. Weber used to be part of the conversation, Peter Walter, but Earl kind of got left out during that debate. But it's probably Belmo now, but. Different tour now, less stops, man. Back then they had a bunch of stops. But I got standings here. How about A.J. Rice and Tim Barrett? So they are 586 over. Holloman and Thompson are 585 over. Bohannon and Street are 540 over. Then we got DeVoe and Petrin are 451 over. Lane and Curtis are 437 over. Crummell and Doyle are 420 over. Burns and Clark are 412 over. Perez and Archer are 373 over. Peck and Evans are 370 over. This is just with a game to go, so 530s, 520s for these teams is what they're going to need to get to the number we were talking about earlier. 27.57, so that's 357 over for Imhoff and Williams. Henninger and Smith, 351 over. So on down the line. Barnes and Robars, 339 over with a game to go.
Well, the very interesting thing too about this page, if you notice, the top seven of those guys are re-entries.
Yeah. Yep, they are.
So I mean, it's just kind of crazy at times because obviously a lot of people in this game, they always think afterwards when they're done bowling, you know, from a player's perspective is, oh, what could I have done better? This is what I could have done better. This is what I could have tried. You know, so now to be able to have that opportunity and actually go out there and do it, you know, you can see how much of a difference it makes and just how much of an impact you can have on your game and how much plus minus you can continue to grow, you know, from that aspect. I've always been a kind of a big believer in that of, you know, obviously if there's certain mistakes that you feel like you could improve on, or if you could noticeably count the pins, you know, in terms of either mismakeables or just game plan where you think, wow, I really should have tried this or done this, you know, as you're driving home from a tournament. You know, if you can have the opportunity to re-enter, makes the world of a difference for, you know, whether it goes well or not, learning about yourself, learning about your game, and just the opportunity of attempting to, you know, really go out there and try to make a better impact for yourself in the long term, too.
Yeah, no doubt. DeVoe and Petrin. We don't have eyes on them, do we? Crummell and Doyle finished with 494. So 494 puts them at 514. They are definitely in. So if I've got 13 from A and B combined at 441 or better, I've got 4 for sure here. So that's 17. I would need 4 more spots. Yeah, this cut's going backwards. Like Donnie Wilson and Brian Kirkendall have a shot at 417. They legit have a shot at that.
What did you guess the number at before the squad started?
490-ish.
490. Okay.
Yeah, so it's way off from what they just played a lot harder tonight, or the scores just really tailed off here.
See, that's the weird thing about bowling too, is it's so hard to always judge what the number's going to be, and you know, and for the most part, you've always been spot on. I mean, you know, when I hear from
these events though, where the scoring pace is a lot higher, it's a lot more difficult. I nailed 2 weeks ago at 10. It was 10. Mm-hmm. I said it halfway through B squad. Number would be 10. It was 10.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. But this one here, I mean, you just have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought Ryan Barnes and Spencer Robars for sure would make it. I thought that who else was I even looking at here? Stu Williams and Lavery would maul them tonight with a second attempt. I thought Kirkendall and Wilson, the 2 lefties, would probably get in there. I mean, there was just a handful of them in here. I thought Resnick and Aldrich would give it a run here, but a lot of these scores just didn't match up with what I kind of thought was going to happen here. I mean, it's still a 5-1 pattern. I just thought there was a lot of score to be had.
Mm-hmm. It's just crazy though how sometimes different squads can play certain ways, and
yep,
the littlest the difference can make the world of a difference.
No doubt. Carter Street and Tom Bohannon, I've already circled them. They're definitely going to make it in. They were plus 540 coming in. They just pulled a nice game there, so they're good. DeVoe and Petrin, Lane and Curtis. A couple of scores I'm keeping an eye on. And we've got let's see what we got here. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else on these pairs. Hang out here for a second. I'll be right back. Feel free to interact with anybody in the chat. Let me see what we can do.
You got it. Sounds great. Anybody that's got questions or anything in the chat, feel free to ask them. Anything you want to talk about, bowling related, sports related, anything. I'm here for you. The fact that Mike left me alone here with the chat, that's dangerous. But you know, very, very appreciative of it. So happy to be here. Linda, I'm going to have to ask Mike myself what time we start tomorrow. I want to say, I believe 9 a.m. I could be wrong. This event has been, I certainly know it's at an 8 a.m. start, but it could be 9:30. I'm pretty sure it's 9 o'clock, though, but I'll double check with Mike. Hey, Drew Sachs. I appreciate that, Drew. Thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot. What ball did Cam and I use? So Cam threw the Brunswick Quantum Evo Response, and he threw that last night at the sweeper a little bit, but got a very good look with it. And he threw that for all 7 today. For probably about a half a game where the lanes got a little tricky, he threw the track. Let's see. He threw a track ball, and then pretty much for all 7 games today, I was in the same boat. I threw the track. I don't know why I'm blanking on it. But essentially, he drilled this ball about a year ago, and he told me to drill it, and finally I drilled it, and then essentially I threw it today finally, and it was one of the best things I ever did. So I'm very thankful.
What'd you throw today?
The track. Stealth, yes. For some reason I kept
Stealth or Stealth Pearl.
Stealth Pearl, yes. For some reason I kept wanting to say Spectra, but I was like, that's not Brunswick.
Yeah,
so
Stealth's a good ball.
It was very good. Yes.
Amleto used it a lot on tour, on the PBA 50 tour.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard both of them were very, very good. So I'm glad I finally threw it, and yeah, I'll definitely have to drill a Quantum Evo Response too after watching the way Cam struck with it today too. So we, Mike, we start at 8:30 tomorrow.
Yep, 8:30. That's
wonderful.
Correct.
Sounds great. See, when I said 9:30, I assumed that it was Pacific time.
Right.
So
Mountain time.
Yes.
No. Hold on. Eastern time would be 9:30.
Eastern time, yes. So essentially, for all the viewers on the East Coast,
yes.
I just want to make sure that
9:30. That's
yes,
it.
absolutely. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it a lot. I hope you're doing well, man. So looking forward to seeing you soon.
Well, we only got this group left here. I don't have scores to report on, but I can tell you. Huh? What do I think? I need to know a few scores. It definitely went way down the last 2 games. Like, way down.
Make 460s inside.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it could even get lower than that. Could get lower than that.
You think it's lower than that?
It might be.
That might be free dinner for me then with Cam. Me and Cam bet. I got 418 or lower. So.
There you go.
I think it might be. I think it could be, right? So, look here. Here's 13 on this page at 441, right, Nick? 441. All right, so then we turn the page. So, 418 would be 14. 417 would be 15 spots. Let's just pretend 15 were to make it from this thing. Okay? But you've got Tim. Oh, no, I took him out. I took them out. So, all right, so you got those. So that's 13 plus 14, 15. So are there 6 teams that are going to beat 417 on here? Are there 6 teams? 1, 2, 3, 4 for sure. Okay. Did those 2 teams go forward? I don't know. Yeah. Did they jump up? Did they didn't? I know they're out. So if these 2 stayed above, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if 6 make it off this, then we take 15 from here. There's 13. 14, 15. So 417 would be the number if we took 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, what did Dylan, Burns, and Clark do? Because then they might go around Kirkendall and Wilson. So that's what I don't know. Burns and Clark are not in over here. So the cut's either 417 or 418.
Well, TQ is wondering if he can call it. So TQ, what's your call
What'd you
in the
guys
chat?
finish at?
We got the 457.
457. That's a good number to know. So they're at 457 and done. So they're in. What did Lane and Curtis have? Any idea?
They went 423.
That was their number?
Yeah.
Plus 423. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What about Burns and Clark? You know what they did?
I do not, but I know Andrew Smith, and Mark Henry, or however you say his last name.
Yep.
They got to 443.
These guys right here. They got to 443.
Thomas Patterson and Justice went 461.
They got to 461?
Yeah.
So they bowled a big game. 520?
Yeah.
What does the chat have it as? I'm very curious. Let's
Well, okay, so if these guys are in, well then the number's going higher now.
let's see. Denton's got it at 430. TQ had it at 460.
Yeah, those are just guesses. Let's see. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 at that number. 13. 7. I don't know what Burns and Clark had. I need to know what Burns and Clark had.
Mike, I got an idea for future streams.
Yeah.
We should do. You guys do giveaways?
Sometimes.
You guys should do a giveaway. One of the events, whenever you guys are ready to do the next one, for the chat to guess what the cut number is.
Who's going to track it?
That's a good point.
Who's
That's a
tracking
very
that?
good point.
You can track it for me? Track all their comments?
If I bowl A squad, yeah. If you allow them to not delete comments, or if only we can delete comments, that's a good point.
Well, I think the number, I don't know. I don't know what Burns and Clark had. I got to find that number. Burns and Clark, 423-ish, 418-ish. Yep, I just don't have that number. Nate, thanks for joining me. I'm going to actually step away and try to get that number because then I think I can give a pretty good estimated cut number.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank
Appreciate
you for having me.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
I'll be right back, everybody.
Am I ever going to be invited back? You promise?
Folks, I'm like 80% sure I have the number. 425. Like I said, it's 80%. All right. Put that up on the screen here. That's the super unofficial cut number plus 425. So I can try to tell you who I think made it here. Crow and Stubler, Carlson and McLaren, Cruz and Martin, Lavery and Chapman, Russo and Ormsby, O'Brien and Bird, Kennedy and Cryer, Martell and Broget, Kevin Williams and Casey Murphy, Wilkins and Williams, Thompson and Holloman. Actually, you know what? Take that back. That number goes down. That number now is 423. That's why I go through this exercise. We're going to change the super unofficial number to 423. 423 is now the number because of a duplicate that I didn't account for. So Thompson and Holloman are in. Scott and Kniffen are in. Lavery and Stu Williams are in at 441. So then we have A.J. Rice and Tim Barron are in. Holloman and Thompson, I already mentioned them. Bohannon and Street. DeVoe and Petrin. Lane and Curtis would be the cut number at 423. Crummell and Doyle got to 514. Burns and Clark at 425. Henninger and Smith at 443, and Patterson and Justice at 461. So if I have 13 making it from A and B combined, that leaves me with 8 spots. So I've got Rice and Barrett, 1. Bohannon and Street is 2. DeVoe and Petrin is 3. Lane and Curtis is 4. Crummell and Doyle is 5. Burns and Clark is 6. Henninger and Smith is 7. Patterson and Justice is 8. That brings us to 21. Yeah, you're right. Hey, Corkies, I got to hand it to you. You knew all these people were going to donk it off at the end. That's fine. I didn't know. I just thought the caliber of players and getting a second crack at it here, that the scores would be a little bit higher. I didn't anticipate that many 2-8-10s, 2-pin combinations when you get too steep with it, and then down lane being squirrely. I'm going to change the super unofficial cut number to just unofficial because I'm feeling that much better about it. So now it becomes the unofficial cut number at 423. So I'll hang out with you until we get to the number. If it's not 423, it could be 425. I don't know what Barnes and Robards had the last game. But if they bowled something massive, if they bowled 500 the last game or 490, then they're in also. I just didn't see that. And I couldn't cover all of this. So I hang out with you and wait for the final score here. Don't forget, we'll be back tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. 8:30 a.m. for tomorrow's Cashers round, Advancers round, whatever you like to call it. Thanks, Lonnie. No, I don't think there's a tie, but there's, you know, again, I don't know if there was some massive game, Barnes, Robar, or somebody like that. If somebody bowled 500 or more the last game, that was down on the other end, that number could go up to 425. Then the next number from there that I have is 443, Henninger and Smith. That's the next one I have. DJ Archer and John Perez, they didn't miss by a whole lot. They finished right at about 400 over. They missed by 25 or so. Go to Master's Stream. What Master's Stream is going on right now that I'm not aware of? Let us know. Chitty chitty bang bang in the chat. No, it definitely was not 492 TQ. Catching up on the chat here. If I'd have bowled, it would have been 492. I don't know if anybody out here knows a good number or not. I don't have Eric Liddig running around right now. I wish Eric was here. He would be able to tell me. Guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to see if I can get the number a little quicker here.
All right, bowlers, thank you all for bowling this year. The
Scratch
cut
that.
for tomorrow's Cashers round is plus 425.
Ooh, 425 the number. So I don't know who jumped in.
We do have a paddock down the hallway to the right.
425. Somebody jumped in there.
You taking things on in there?
Let me see if I can get a final here. So the cut number is 425.
All right, so 21st, Dylan Burns, Jay Clark, Lavery, Williams, Henniger, Smith, DeVoe, Petrin, Patterson, Justice, Peck, Evans, Scott, Niffen, Wilkins, Williams, Murphy, Crummell, Doyle, Martell, Brogue, Bohannon, Street, Kennedy, Pryor, O'Brien, Bird, Holloman, Thompson, Russo, Ormsby, Lavery, Chapman, Cruz, Martin, Carlson, McLaren, Rice, Barrett, Crow, Stubler.
Okay, everybody, I have the standings here. I'm going to go over it with you. First thing I need to bring to your attention is A.J. Rice bowled 19-28 for 7 games. I just want to put that into context on this block here. Here, I might as well bring it into the booth. Let's see here. Here I am. I'm going to remove this. All right, so I got these standings here. So, again, A.J. Rice, 19-28. Just to put this in perspective, earlier today, Cam Crow went 18-08. 19-28 for A.J. Rice, divided by 7 games. A.J. Rice averaged 275.42 tonight. He bowled 258, 278, 266, 300, 290, 258, 278. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Somebody asked me earlier today that was sitting in here if I could bowl. Oh, Russo asked me if I could bowl with anybody. I'd bowl with Robars or A.J. Rice. Well, I was half right. That's unbelievable. Okay, Crow and Stubler are plus 798. A.J. Rice and Tim Barron are plus 722. Brandon Carlson and Tyler McLaren, who bowled 2 300 games, Tyler did, plus 714 is third. Fourth, quite a gap, 649 over Dimitri Cruz and Kendall Martin. Fifth is Sean Lavery and A.J. Chapman at 648. At 647, Russo and Ormsby at 6th. 7th is Michael Holloman and Jared Thompson at 645. 8th is Aaron O'Brien and Eddie Bird at 622. 9th is 595 over Josh Kennedy and Brandon Cryer. Also 9th at 595 is Bohannon and Carter Street. 11th, Michael Martell and R.J. Broger. 12th, and they are at 550. At 514 in 12th is Crummell and Doyle. 13th is Kevin Williams and Casey Murphy at plus 510. Then at plus 509 and 14th was Zach Wilkins and Farrell Williams. That's 14th. 15th is Ryan Scott and James Kneffin Jr. at plus 500. Outside of the plus 500 number, in 16th at plus 468 was Mike Peck and Blake Evans. In 17th was Thomas Patterson and Rick Justice. They finished at plus 462. 18th was Jake DeVoe and C.J. Petrin. They finished at plus 457. 19th, Mark Henninger and Andrew Smith at plus 443. 20th, Anthony Lavery, Spar, and Stu Williams, which was a dead number coming in, but they made it in at plus 441. And then the last spot went to Dylan Burns and Johnny Clark at plus 425. Ryan Lane and Brandon Curtis at 423 just missed. 2 pins back. That's it. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. Certainly do appreciate all the support you give us here on Inside Bowling. Would like to thank Columbia 300, the Greater Ozarks Open, along with Ben Crazy and Enterprise Park Lanes, Exquisite Renovations, and Royal Flush Apparel for sponsoring the event. That's going to do it for me here tonight. It's 10:45 Central Time. We'll be back at 8:30 in the morning with 5 games of the Cashier's Round, and then we'll go into our bracket play, which will be best of 5 Baker matches. So for everybody that joined me here today, and for the, what's that? Yep, I got it. I think I'll keep these. Thank you.
These are the ones that we actually cut out, so this shows the actual total.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you. So on behalf of everybody here at Enterprise Park Lanes, my name is Mike Flanagan, signing off for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8:30 in the morning for continuing coverage here from the 2023 Springfield Double Shootout. Have a good night, everyone.